Hey guys, Phil here with Dorkhammer, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Warhammer Armies project Demons of Chaos Army book. Okay, you can see here, this is looks like Bellicor, I think it is. I am not too familiar with demons. I've never played them or played with them. I've only seen people play with them in Age of Sigmar. I don't remember if I've seen an actual fantasy battle or fantasy I guess is the best way to put it, because I look at Warhammer Fantasy like 8th edition, Warhammer Armies project as fantasy, whereas AOS I kind of just see it as AOS. It's okay, but it's not as good as fantasy to me. Anyways, with that being said, let's take a look at the army special rules. All right, so here we go. First thing is that demons are, you guessed it, demonic, which means that they have fear. They cause fear. They have immunity to poison and attacks and psychology. They have magical attacks, including all weapons, and a ward save of 5+ except for mounts. So there's that. Then we have demonic instability, which there's a couple ways this comes into play, right? So when you roll a 2d6 on your break test, because not everything is unbreakable. If it is unbreakable, you don't do this. Is what I took out of this. Then you calculate the combat results and roll 2d6. Any rolls of a 1 or a double 6, something crazy happens. So on a double 1, it's called Reality Blinks. It says all wounds suffered by this unit in this close combat phase, including any wounds suffered by characters that have joined it, are restored. So anything in that phase is basically restored and put in their earlier positions. So pretty crazy. So that's like insane courage times a million. But then you have something the complete opposite, which I don't know. I want to say the good outweighs the bad here, because you can have all your wounds restored, in other words, from that round. Whereas if you get banished, you remove the unit from play. You know what though? It's pretty bad, because I say that you only lost by a point, and you would have you would have been okay if you just rolled normal. So I guess that's pretty bad. You basically remove the unit from play as a casualty, so it's pretty terrible. If not, you do like normal. You kind of do it like vampire counts, I guess, or whatever, where you lose a wound for what you lose your leadership by. That's probably wasn't the best way to word it. So you roll 2d6, and if you roll above your leadership, then for every point you rolled above your leadership, then that's how many wounds you lose. Okay, with no saves of any kind. Okay, so and then that talks about allocation to characters and such as well. So and that you can use general inspired presence and also a BSB and blah blah blah. Stubborn, steadfast, basically saying you can do normal rolls for that, and of course that applies to your roll, right? So hopefully you won't lose as many people. And if you're, like I said before, if you're unbreakable, it doesn't matter. You don't take this. Then we have the special or the demonic alignment. And I had a little bit of confusion with this stuff, but I looked it up and I think I have it right. You can let me know in the comments below if you believe that I have it wrong for whatever reason. But anyways, this is how I interpret it. Demons of Khorne. So this is basically, they have hatred towards Slaanesh, the demons of Slaanesh. All right. They have a magic resistance one, which, if I remember correctly, you get 1 extra dispel dice and +1 or a ward save or +1 to your ward save if you have a spell cast on that unit. So kind of hard to cast stuff on them. Then you have a strength bonus as well, which I'm going to ask about this later on, because this is how I interpreted it. Maybe y'all can let me know in the comments below when we get to that. We have Demons of Zinch. Demons of Zinch have hatred towards Demons of Nurgle. And they reroll they roll ward saves results of a 1, so pretty cool. I'm going to rank all these by which ones I think are the best to the worst. Then Wizards with the Demon of Zinch rule can also reroll challenging results of a 1. Pretty good too. Then we have Demons of Nurgle. They have hatred towards Demons of Zinch. Any enemy in base contact suffer -1 to their weapon skill. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Not bad. In fact, that's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's pretty solid. Then we have Demons of Slaanesh, which have hatred towards Demons of Khorne and have armor piercing 2 special rules. And this one is probably going to be my least favorite one, because it's very situational. If you go against an army that doesn't have the best armor saves or whatever, maybe the strength was already going to negate it, then it's probably not going to really come into play. So kind of useless. But I don't think it's useless. I'm just saying like that may be the case. So let me tell you how I rank this. I would literally rank them in order. I would say number 1 is Khorne, because they have +1 strength, +1 magic resistance. It's pretty solid. Number 2, Zinch, but Zinch is pretty good too. I like rerolling ward saves. I mean, you're going to save people just from being able to reroll ones. And then, I mean, reroll channels, you're going to have a stronger magic. But I think having the strength high all the time and having magic resistance is going to be solid. So, I mean, you'll be susceptible to shooting, but at least the magic will be slowed down a little bit. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, and odds. This one is better than I thought at first. I mean, -1 to hit is really gonna help out, but I'd still take this one just because I think rerolling ward save is gonna save you more guys. Yeah, and this one just seems a little too situational. All right, let's get on to the next part. There's something cool here that it seems like it would be kind of fun to play with. All right, next we got Reign of Chaos. So basically, this is kind of cool. So basically, whenever you roll the winds of magic and you take the result, and this is what happens, right? So, for instance, all units with the demonic, if you roll a double ones, all units with demonic instability rule, friend or foe, must take an immediate a demonic instability test on their unmodified leadership. So that tells me that it could hurt. I mean, if you're fighting someone that doesn't have demons, then it's not going to affect them, right? So bad for you. Then you have Punished by the Gods, right? It's like one character with a demonic instability roll, friend or foe. So it's going to be random. I guess you'll have to roll. If there are no characters with demonic instability roll, then you count this as Eye of the Storm, which I looked at it earlier. It's basically nothing happens this time. All right. So roll a 3. Character could take damage either on your side or the other side. No save of any kind allowed. That's just one wound that they'll take, and that's if if they fail a leadership test. Then we have Chaotic Ebb. All models with the demonic instability special rule, friend or foe, suffer -1 to their ward saves until your next roll for the winds of magic. So not good either. Mostly for your guys. I mean, I guess you're fighting someone else with demonic instability. That helps, I guess, a little bit. All right, so we have Storm of Fire. Roll a d6 for each enemy unit. Now this I like. This is against the enemy, and each unit that contains one or more Daemons of Nurgle, and each unit that contains. So that means your guys too, or models with Mark or Nurgle on the board do not roll for units that are engaged in close combat. So not in close combat. On the roll of 6, place a small round template centered directly over the center of the unit. Scatters d6. Any model wholly or partially beneath it suffers a strength 4 flaming magical attack. So that can be kind of brutal if it hits dead on. Not good. But I mean, it targets each enemy unit. So you want to roll this, but it could hurt your guys as well if you have Demons of Nurgle. But it's going to be luck of the draw because basically they do Nurgle, they do Zinch on this board. So it's just kind of luck of the draw. We have Rot, and that's on the 5. On the 6, you get Rot, Glorious Rot. Roll a d6 for each enemy unit, and each unit that contains one or more so basically the same kind of deal, except do not roll for units engagement. So on the roll of a 6 also, so rolling a 6 is bad for these units. That unit suffers d6, strength 3 hits, ignore armor saves, and magical attacks, and has magical attacks as well. So that could be bad for like Empire or other things with high armor saves like Bretonnians. Heck, even elves. Yeah, elves too. I mean, this could be bad for elves because elves are so flimsy. And then 7, of course, Eye of the Storm, where nothing happens. Then we have 8, the Dark Prince of Thirst. Roll a d6 for each enemy unit, and each. Whoops, my bad, y'all. And each unit that contains one or more Demons of Khorne. So again, same thing. On a roll of 6, that unit must take a leadership. Can't be in close combat. On a roll of 6, that unit must take a leadership test. On 3d6, add in the results together. If the test is passed, nothing happens. For each point you failed your leadership test by, you suffer a wound, no armor save, and it's a magical attack. So then we have Khorne's Wrath at a 9. We have a roll of d6 for each enemy unit. Now this one is each unit that contains each enemy unit and each unit that contains one or more Demons of Slanesh or models with the mark of Slanesh on the board. Can't do close combat. On a 6, and a small round template. Scatters 3d6. Resolve damage as if from a stone thrower. The center one is going to be a strength 9 hit with multiple wounds d6, and all of the other models under it will be strength 3 hit with a magical attack. So that one it's just a stone thrower, free stone thrower, but it's going to scatter. That could hurt either side. So, because that's a lot of scaring, unless it's a direct hit, of course, which is possible. Then we have Chaotic Surge. I like this craziness. It seems just about right for demons. Chaotic Surge is all models with a demonic instability rule. Friend or foe gain a 6+ ward save until your next roll for the Winds of Magic. So if they don't have one, they gain one. If they have one, if I'm not mistaken, you gain another one, another ward save. And y'all can let me know if I'm wrong about that. I haven't talked to anybody about that, but that's how I interpreted the rules, and I don't remember why. And we have on a roll of an 11, it's demonic possession. Randomly select one enemy wizard on the board who does not have the demonic instability rule. If there are no eligible enemy wizards, it'll be the Eye of Storm, so nothing. The select wizard must pass a leadership test or be removed as a casualty with no saves of any kind allowed. Youch. If the leadership test is free, guys, I think it like it's not, if they have like high leadership, it's not really going to affect them. But you know what? There's a very small percentage of, what is it, 16.6666% chance if they roll, like, let's say they have leadership 10, they roll 11 or 12, they gone, so very low percentage, but hey, you're telling me there's a chance. So if it's failed, then before removing the wizard, place a Herald of Khorne, so you can get a hero character, Herald of Tzeentch, Nurgle, or Slanesh, your choice, anywhere within 6 inches of a slain model that is more than 1 inch away from all units in impassable terrain. If you choose the Herald, generate its spell immediately. Oh, the Herald of Tzeentch generate its spell immediately. This Herald can act normally in its turn is created, and they don't get any upgrades or anything like that, and they don't count as victory points. You don't have a spare one. If you can't use one, then you just remove the wizard. No Herald. Last one. Oops, wrong way. We have the Summon from Beyond. Okay, so place a new unit consisting of 2d6 plus 3 blood letters, so a maximum of 15 blood letters, pink horrors, plague bearers, or demonettes. You get to choose. I'm not sure which one I would select. I know blood letters are pretty solid. They have like Killing Blow and like Strength 5 and something high weapons go as well, but they just got that 5 award. I'm not sure about these guys though. Pink horrors, plague bearers, or demonettes. Take a look at them. When placing this unit, it can be placed anywhere on the battlefield, at least 1 inch away from all units, buildings, and impassable terrain. It can be placed in legal formation as long as the front rank contains at least 5 models. This unit does not count towards any upgrades, blah, blah, blah. If the summon cannot be placed, blah, blah, you can't use it. So pretty cool. Then we're going to go to something fun, guys. We're going to go to Bloodthirsters, okay? I have always loved this model ever since I started playing fantasy. I've only seen people play demons. I think I've watched a couple games, or at least part of a game. And I always loved the Bloodthirster. I think it's cool. So it'll be cool to see what kind of upgrades you can add to it, aside from its already impressive stats. So we have the Bloodthirster, which is a Demon of Khorne. So it has plus, if I'm not mistaken, that gives it +1 strength, right? So strength 7, 6 toughness, 6 wounds, 6 attacks, leadership 9, weapon skill 9, initiative 8. I mean, just ridiculous. And it has Killing Blow and magic resistance 1. All right, so all models. So I guess it has a 4 ward against any magical spells or any magical attack. It'd be magical spells, I think, and a +1 to dispel anything. +1 die that is to dispel anything. So it has an Aura of Fury. So all Daemon of Khorne units within 12 inches of Bloodthirst may reroll once to wound and gain fight and extra ranks. So ouch, that can be pretty brutal. Then we have Hellfire, which is an upgrade. It's a Strength 5 breath weapon with flame and attack special rule. Brutal. Then we have Relentless Hunter, gets hate. So the Bloodthirster gains hatred, character special rule, and gains 3 inches to its charge range when charging a unit. Charging a unit with any characters, containing any characters. So it gets hatred, and then it adds +3 to its freaking charge. So yeah. Then we have the Heralds of Khorne, which is going to be the just like BSB hero kind of character, smaller Bloodthirster, I guess. Sort of. Not even close though on the stats. All right, so we have weapon skill 7, pretty high. Ballistic skill 5. I don't know if that'll come into play. We have strength 5, so strength 6 actually, because is Demon of Khorne. Toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, initiative 6, and then leadership 8. You have a couple of upgrades you can add. Oh, it does have a 6+ armor. And then it's demonic, of course, just like the Bloodthirster. Locus of Abjuration is an upgrade. All models in his unit have magic resistance 2. Pretty solid. I mean, so you could get like a 3 up ward save against magical spells. It's pretty crazy. Locus of Fury. This model and all models in its units have the Frenzy special rule. Note that this Frenzy is not lost. So basically, you can always have Frenzy, in other words. that's pretty scary, but also, leadership 8, you might be charging some things. Then we have Locus of Wrath, which this model and all models in his unit have the hatred special rule. I'm going to say out of these 3 upgrades, in fact, hold on, let me go back to the Bloodthirster, because out of these upgrades, I would take, I mean, honestly, it having a strength 5 breath weapon, we'll have to check. You know what? Let's pause it real quick. Let's go check out the cost of the Bloodthirster real quick, and then we'll check out the Herald. In fact, we'll look at the Herald and the Bloodthirster at the same time, and I'm gonna rank these 3 based on knowing the points and what it is. So let's do that right now. All right, so here is the Bloodthirster with 430 points. It does have a upgrade you can get right away, which is a great weapon. So basically, instead of strength 7, that's with the being a demon or whatever, beast of demon, whatever it is. Um, yeah, you can add that for 7 points. I don't know if you'd want to do that because it kind of gives people a chance to, I don't know, let's say magic items negate something on them. You don't want that to happen. You know, there's some magic items to destroy stuff or whatever. I don't know if that'll affect them or not, but you want them striking first. So if you're going to be at strength 7, I mean, you're going to be wounding most things on 2s anyways. Unless it's dragon in a 3, I guess, or something like that, Sting Tank. Either way, you can also add magic items, demonic gifts, and hellforged, and then and artifacts, right? But here's the Hellfire. So strength 5 breath weapon for 35 points, 465 points. I mean, this is going to be scary as hell. And then if you add the Relentless Hunter, I mean, that's 480, almost 500. Well, 480. I mean, this is going to be something to be reckoned with. I mean, I don't know. I would totally take the Hellfire. That'd be awesome. But the Relentless Hunter, I think it was, I know I just read it a little while ago, but it was what is it? Plus 3 inches on the charge, and then hatred if there's any characters in the unit you're charging or whatever. I mean, he's absolutely going to decimate anything he goes up against, just about, right? Any single character, that is. So here's another thing. It also has 2 hand weapons, so I guess it gets an extra attack. So if you really have 7 attacks at strength 7, and then you get a thunder stomp, and you have a hellfire as well. I mean, this is just going to be absolutely brutal if it actually gets into battle, right? Where then gets shot up or magicked up. I don't know. I'd probably put a. It's magic resistance 1, right? I would totally, out of these 2, of course, I would take the hellfire, but yeah, I would totally take the hellfire. It's not even close, but they're totally, different things, right? I can see just taking the relentless hunter and just giving it a 3 inch extra to its, you know, to its charge. Anyways, let's go over to the Herald of Corn, which is on page. Try to make this a little bit faster. 215. Herald of Corn. It's 110 points, and we'll talk about its upgrades as well. So the Herald of Corn can actually be on a Juggernaut. We'll look up Juggernaut stuff later. Blood Throne, we'll look at that later too. It's a little pricey right there. You're getting into 270 points if you get that, right? Whereas 210, just or what is it, 160 to put on a Juggernaut. Now the Locus of Abjuration is the one that's only 20, and the Locus of Fear is 40, and Wrath is 40. So we'll check those and see which one's the best. I'll have to go back and check, to be honest. And then you can take magic weapons, demonic gifts, hellforged artifacts up to 50 points, and make this the BSB. So you'll have I mean, just naked, you'll have a BSB with 135 points, 6 up armor, say 5 up ward, and then strength 6 toughness 5, strength 6 toughness 4. Sorry, that's what I meant. Only 2 wounds though. I don't know. It's a little pricey, but I guess all Daemons are pricey. So let's go back and check out the Herald real quick. Okay, Herald of Corn. Let's look at these upgrades he's got. Or she. I don't know if it's a male or female or asexual. Is it just all smooth down there? Stupid. Okay, so Locus of Abjuration. So basically magic resistance 2. It's pretty solid for 20 points. The Locus of Fury, 40 points. Frenzy, can't lose it. And then we get Locus of Wrath, which is hatred. I think I would probably take the Locus. Oh man, this is a toughie. I would totally take the Locus of Abjuration. Like, I think it'd be great because then you're talking having a 3-up ward against magic, which is pretty awesome. So I think, I mean, that's probably, it's not my favorite one, but for the points, it's probably my favorite one. Let's put it that way. And I'd just be scared that frenzy would, they could bring you out with like some chaff or something, put you in a really bad position to get charged. But at least you wouldn't lose frenzy. So there's that, and your initiative on most of your stuff is pretty good. But then, let's say you get charged, and you get impact hits, or you get extra strength from like cavalry coming in on you. Um, my favorite one is probably the frenzy. Of course, you get an extra attack, and you can kind of because it helps you with psychology and all that stuff too. So there's that. Um, and then it's probably Locust Fury 1, Wrath 2, and then Abjuration 3. But I could see myself just taking the Abjuration because I don't want to have to worry about Frenzy, and I don't pay 40 points to get the Locust of Wrath, which is not bad. It's a little pricey for 40 points, but still could come in really helpful because one round of that could really screw things up for the opponent. Next up, we got the Blood Letters. All right, so these guys are something you probably throw a Herald in. I believe. Here, we'll go down. Sorry, my computer's a little slow today. Had to go back to this old math. I mean, this Mac. This thing is just wicked. Look at me. It looks like a demon. Come on. Well, it's a demon, right? So blood letters are. We'll go into blood letters and blood crush and go check out their points in just a second. So you have weapon skill 5, strength 4, really strength 5 because it's a Daemon of Corn. It's got one attack. Strength 5. It's going to be most stuff on 5s and 3s, or on 2s and 3s, I'm sorry. Only leadership 7, so you better have a character in there if you put that frenzy thing in. Well, I guess that's with the Herald. Never mind. Let's see. Attacks made with the Hellblade have killing blow, so they have killing blow pretty good against something with a high armor save. And with initiative 4, this is okay. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that's the blood letters for you. Pretty simple. I mean, pretty. We'll have to see how many points they are. We have Blood Crusher next. Let's just go ahead and check them out. Then we'll go check this out. I think this is just a crazy looking model. All right, so we got weapon skill 5 on the actual blood letter. Same thing. Strength 4, toughness 3. Oh yeah, I forgot to say toughness 3. And I mean, it's gonna be only one attack from the on top. Then the Blood Hunters 2, of course, or whichever. That's a champion, just like the Blood Letters champion. The Juggernaut is actually movement 7, strength 5, toughness 4. It does have a 3 wounds. And here's what I wonder about this, and I'll have to look this up later, I guess. I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. When it has 3 wounds, I mean, can you just kill the Blood Letter and the Juggernaut stays around? That's the part I forget. Gotta be honest. I imagine the blood letter you'd have to kill the 3 wounds. I forget how that works on this in Warhammer Armies project. Anyhow, so it does have 3 attacks at weapon skill 4. It's not bad with that weapon skill 4. So it has the 5-up armor save. You have the 5-up ward from demonic. And then yeah, that's it. Okay, so blood letters are actually core. They're 12 points per model. Full command is going to be 25 points, right? That's with everything. Then you can give them a standard up to 25 points, all right? That is what it is. Kind of pricey, but they're daemons. What do you want? They do come with a 5 award, and they have strength 5. Strength 5, and you do have to take at least 10 of them. So that is what it is. And let's go over to the blood crushers. Was it the blood crushers or the juggernauts that we looked at? Let me double check that just 1 second. Alright, so I'm smart. The Blood Crushers is the name of them. Blood Crusher of the Corn, and then the riding a Juggernaut. I'm smart. I literally just said that. Anyway, you have to have at least 3+. They are 25 points for full command, and then you have magic item or magic standard up to 50 points. Is really what I meant. Yeah, that's pretty expensive at 60 points a model. 60, so it's 180 for 3 plus the command. You're looking at what is that? 100. I'm sorry. 180 plus 25, which is 205, and then you put a standard on them. You can have up to 255 on a 3-man unit. Yeah, I mean that's tough. Yeah, and if y'all can remind me in the comments below. I'm not gonna look into it right at this moment. What's the rule for when you're riding this kind of monstrous cavalry? Do they have to kill the cavalry? If they kill the blood letter on top, is it over? Does the blood crusher or does the Juggernaut stick around? I honestly forgot. So, but yeah, I mean, these guys are gonna fuck some shit up. But then again they only have a 5 up armor save, and then they have a 5 up ward, which if it does end up being a case where they can just kill the bloodletter on top, that's not very much. All it takes is one. I mean, let's say you have something armor piercing, right? And you get rid of the natural armor at strength 4, right? Like for instance, like Empire with a gun, it'll go right through the natural armor, then it just a 5 up ward. Is it damn thing just dead? I don't think so. That doesn't sound right to me. I could be wrong. Maybe they have to, maybe they have to allocate, and then yeah, maybe that's what it is. But anyways, let's go ahead and get back and look at the next thing. All right, yeah. So I think I answered my own question here because the next thing up is juggernauts. Juggernauts. So basically, I guess these are monstrous beasts that you can put on your own, or are they just mounts that you can use for characters, or I guess blood crushers? Well, maybe I didn't answer my own question. Maybe you can. It looks like to me like you could put them on their own because it didn't necessarily say, "Oh, these are like the beasts of chaos." The bestiary of chaos, whatever. Where it shows you the mounts and all that stuff, right? I don't know. I do think it's kind of awesome, with chaos that you just have so many things to use, and I don't know too much about them, so I'm like, can you have an army with some Nurgle, some, or were they not playing? Because I know some of them hate each other, right? But what about like, can you have? I know with Khorne you can't have like Slanesh, they hate each other, right? But what about Nurgle? What about Zinch? Can you have them? I don't know how that works. You can let me know in the comments below. But anyways, basically, Juggernaut is same as before. Strength 5, toughness 4. It's a monstrous beast. It's demonic. So wait, since it's a demon of Khorne, does it also have strengths +1 strength? I'm guessing that's the case. But and then it's a 5 up ward for it too. And that's the part that kind of confuses me a little bit. I'm guessing yeah. I don't know. So 3 attacks as well, 3 wounds. So I'm guessing that because it's like this, then you can actually kill the rider on top, and then the blood crushers are still on top, or the juggernauts are still hanging around. That thing just looks wicked. Anyhow, we got flesh hounds next. Now flesh hounds. I don't think we need to look at the juggernauts, but we'll look at the flesh hounds. Uh, I guess we could see how much they're worth. We'll look at both of them. Flesh hounds are strength 4, toughness 4, solid. They're war beasts, or demon of Khorne, demonic, natural army 6+, vanguard. All right, so this is a tough dire wolf, strong and tough dire wolf. Leadership 7. These guys are kind of scary, and they have magic resistance too. So if I'm not mistaken, they have a 5 up ward. They have instability, all that good stuff, and they have 2 attacks each. These are scary things, guys. I mean, we'll have to see the points cost. They kind of look like that thing from Jurassic Park that ate that Newman character dude from Seinfeld or whatever. You know what? Maybe we'll do one more. What the hell is this thing? You know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's check out the Blood Beasts as well. So we'll check out the Juggernauts. We'll check out the what do you call these things? Flesh hounds, and then we'll check out these whatever the blood beast. I've never even heard of this. So it's a blood spawn, shapeless beast. This is like a spawn. I can't even tell what this thing is. So blood beast, flesh hounds, and then juggernauts. Okay. Let's see it real quick. It's a demon of Khorne. Strength 5, toughness 5, 4 attacks, initiative 4, leadership 7. I mean, that's kind of scary. And it's a monstrous beast. I wonder how many you can have. It's demonic. It's like a step up from the Juggernaut. I wonder if you can ride it. I guess you could, maybe. Natural armor 6+. Let's go check all these out. All right. So first up, we'll just do this one first, the Flesh Hound. Then we'll look at the Juggernaut real quick. Flesh Hound is 21 points per model. You have to have 5 of them. So you're looking at 105 points at the very least. I don't see the point of upgrading to a champion. 105 points of something that's strength 4, toughness 4, 5 up ward saves. I mean, causes fear. It's got a 6 up armor save and a 5 up ward save, and it has vanguard. I mean, that's a scary little unit. Okay, so after checking around a little bit, looks like the Juggernaut is just something you can ride. 50 points to add it to a hero, probably the same for a lord, I'm guessing. But anyways, well, a lord, a bloodthirster is not gonna ride a Juggernaut. But yeah, looks like it's for heroes. All right, let's move on to the last one, which is the Blood Beast. Okay, so here's the Blood Beast, 60 points per model. You can have one on its own, so one on its own can kind of hold this ground a bit. But yeah, if you have 3 of them, 180 points, that can probably be a thorn in their people's side. Had a 6-up armor save, 5-up ward at strength 6, toughness 5. Um, tough little fucker here. All right, next thing up is a skull cannon. I've heard good things about these. I've seen them in battle. I don't know how to use them, how they work all that well. I just know that they're kind of scary supposedly. So a skull cannon is movement 6, weapon skill 5 on it, I guess. Strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 3 attacks. So it does have actual attacks itself, and then you have the bloodletter on top with the strength 4/5, I guess. Um, it's the Demon of Corn, demonic, so +1 to the strength. I don't know if the skull cannon itself would get strength 6. You can let me know in the comments below. We have a 12 of 4. So fire the skull cannon the same way as a normal cannon with the following profile. So I guess it would mean that you could not fire it if you moved, since yeah, slow to fire. Let's go double check since it'll be quick on this. Let's go check slow to fire real quick. I'm pretty sure that that's the case, that it's like where you cannot, so you can't use it to you can't use it to stand and shoot. But as far as I know, this is not, this is, let's double check if it doesn't say that you can't fire it for whatever. It says it like a normal cannon, because if you move a cannon you can't fire it at that turn. It has flaming attacks, multiple d6 wounds, and slow to fire. It also has Gore Feast. If the chariot's impact hits cause unsaved wounds, immediately roll a d6 for each wound it caused. On a 4+, the chariot regains a single wound lost earlier in the game, so not bad. Pretty scary. Let's look at the Blood Throne next. Why not? We'll just do it 2 at a time. Try to speed things up. Maybe 3. The Blood Throne is an... Let's see, just check one more thing with this thing real quick. Let's see. What was the save on this one? Just a 6+. Okay, so not great on the save, but it is toughness 5, 4 wounds. I don't know. I guess it can regain stuff. Like, it'll be kind of rough. We'll see how many points it is. So on this Blood Throne or whatever, I had to go back and check. It's weapon skill 5, strength 5, toughness 5. It's 3 attacks, initiative 2. The Bloodletters course, weapon skill 5, strength 4, 1 attack, 4+ armor save for the chariot. It has a Demon of Corn rule, demonic, Gore Feast as well. So it does also have that thing where that was this, right, the Gore Feast, where you can gain a wound back for everything every wound you cause. Then it has Totem of Endless Bloodletting. Any Demon of Corn whose unit with 6 inches of a herald on a Blood Throne benefits from the herald's locus, exactly as if it were in the same unit. If I remember, the locus is when, let's see, there was the one that had hatred, there was the one that had frenzy. Those are upgrades. And then the herald of locus one was the lower grade one, which I cannot remember already. You know what, let's just go back to page 117. We're on page 131 right now. Darn it, I couldn't remember. It's a magic resistance 2. Alright, let's go back. So, yeah, that's pretty solid. So, basically, they'll be able to benefit from the magic resistance as well. And again, I'm doing it on this. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to go kill myself real quick. Be right back. Alright. And this is going to be quite a bit to get through, guys. I mean, there's a lot to look at. It looks like we already made it up to Scarbrand. That about right? Yes, it sure is. Okay, so Scarbrand's up next. I know he's the crazy Bloodthirster. I'm playing Total Warhammer 3, which I haven't gotten to play in forever. That looks wicked. I mean, that looks like Satan. Come on. Alright, so Scarbrand. Weapon skill 10. Movement 8. He's got Aura of Fury. He's got a bunch of shit. And that just looks metal as shit. My mom would not like this. Alright, so Scarbrand is a Aura of Fury, Demon of Corn, demonic, has frenzy, so actually has 7 attacks as well. Killing blow, magic resistance 1, strength 6, toughness 6, leadership 9, 6 wounds, blah blah blah. All the regular stuff, except we got he actually has that strength 5 breath weapon. He's got to be like 500 some odd points, 500, almost 600 points. He has the rage embodied, so Scarbrand can never lose his frenzy. In addition, if he's alive, all units within 12 inches, friendly and enemy of him are subject to the rules for hatred, so his enemies also have hatred, which is weird. He has a demonic gift. He has 2 hand weapons, so I guess he has 8 attacks since he's already frenzied. Attacks made with these weapons ignore armor save. Ouch. He is just a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely brutal. Okay, so we're just going to go with whatever I see first. Scrolling down, we have the Blood Throne of Corn. looks like it has to be on a character, and it's just something that, yeah, it looks like something you just ride. Here we go. Blood Throne is 160 points, which we looked at earlier. So there's that. I'll go back to Scarbrand. Looks like I passed him up. Skull Cannon is 240 points. Oh my goodness. I mean, I know it can probably do some damage, but man, that thing is expensive. That is super duper expensive for a chariot slash. Um, yeah, man. Only strength toughness 5. Yeah. It's gonna be tough to bring someone. I mean, I know it'll do some damage, but sheesh. If it can move and fire, and like I just missed something, that'd be great. It does have 2 bloodletters, just noticed, not just one. So there, at least there's 2 attacks coming from that. But man, that is brutal. Here we go, Scarbrand. Okay, so Scarbrand is 510 points. So yeah, pretty expensive. It comes with that strength 5 breath weapon. So you think about it, like you could get the regular Bloodthirster, which has, but you can't add anything to Scarbrand. That's the thing. You can't add 100 points. So you can get like the regular guy with like the strength 5 breath weapon and that plus 3 to his charge for only 460, and then plus another 100 points. So yeah, it's a 560, and maybe put a better like magic resistance, all kinds of stuff on it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth taking him. I mean, he does have some scary stuff. Might be fun just to take him though, because I mean, he does ignore armor save, which is pretty crazy. So, okay, next up we got Skull Taker, which is Corn's champion, Blooded Wanderer, Slayer of Kings. I'm guessing this is like a hero type character. It is strength 5, toughness 4, so really strength 6. 2 wounds, 4 attacks. It's just basically like a herald, like an upgrade to the herald, I guess. So here, see heralds, of course, he has the Locus of Wrath, which is that plus 2 magic resistance, which is pretty solid. Comes with it. We'll have to see what his points are. He also has skulls for the skull. Skulls for the skull throne. So Skull Taker must always issue a challenge or accept a challenge when it's offered. So I mean, his weapons go 8, but I mean, he can be taken out. He's only got 2 wounds. He has demonic gifts, so he has that Slayer sword. Attacks made with the Slayer sword have flaming attacks and killing blow special rules. So that part is kind of scary. That's initiative 7 2 and 4 attacks. So not bad. If Skull Taker is fighting a challenge, attacks made with the Slayer sword also gain heroic killing. Okay, now we're talking. So that's some scary stuff right there. I mean, yeah, if you go up against like something with ASF or something like that, or some other scary things, that's going to be brutal. But depends on his points. I mean, he could be a scary little hero character that could take out, you know, even the Lord, right? He also has Cloak of Skulls and magic armor. He gets a 3-up armor save and magic resistance 1 special. So magic resistance 1 plus another 2 from the Locust. So he's basically, yeah, this is gonna be scary because, like, let's say he has that. Um, so he's already got so correct me if I'm wrong. He has magic resistance 1 plus 2 with the Locus of Wrath, right? So that's plus 3 magic resistance. And then if your army has, if it's using some bloodletters and they get magic against them, wouldn't that give them a 2-up ward? Or does it just give them a better ward save, or does it give them an additional one? I think it just gives them a better ward save. So 2-up ward against magic, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. Next we got Karanak. We'll just check a couple things because we got Skull Taker and then we got Karanak. We'll check them both out. Hound. So he's like a hero hound. Is that what it is? A 2-headed hound. A 3-headed hound. It's kind of like Cerberus or whatever. So we got Skull Taker and then we got Karanak. Okay, so Karanak is a war beast, special character, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 attacks, weapon skill 7, leadership 8. It's a special character. It's a demon of corn, so it is strength 6. War 5 up ward save, has the Locus of Fury as well. So I'm wondering, is this something that a character can ride, or is this an actual thing on its own? Has 2 wounds like a regular character, right? So there's that. Has Vanguard. Oh yeah, so this is probably something you take in Flesh Hounds, which would be kind of scary. We'll see how that works out. We have Prey of the Blood God. At the start of the game, before deployment, nominate 1 character in the enemy army. This is the Quarry of Corn that Karanak has come to claim. So it's kind of like the Witch Hunter, right? Yeah, it is. Karanak rerolls fail to hit and to wound rolls against the chosen character. That's exactly what it is, right? So this can be like a character sniping kind of thing. He has a brass collar of bloody vengeance as a talisman. Karanak's collar grants a magic resistance 2, so not bad, because if I'm not mistaken, the Warhounds already have magic resistance. So I'll have to check. Yeah, yeah. Either way, they're getting at least a 3-up ward save against magic if he's in the unit, right? Which is where you would put him. This thing's wicked looking. Magic resistance 2. In addition, any enemy wizard that suffers a miscast within 12 inches of Karanak takes a strength 10 hit immediately before the miscast is resolved. So this is some scary stuff right here. Okay, all right. These two are right next to each other. So we have Skull Taker first, 215 points. Okay, you can put him on a Juggernaut or on the Blood Throne. So I mean, pretty scary little hero. A little bit expensive, but everything's expensive here. I mean, it's just really hard for me to ride on 2 wounds, 215 points. It's tough, but maybe there's something you could take in the magic items that would make him like have an extra wound or have a really good ward save or something like that. Then we have Karanek also at 230 points. I mean, yeah, I mean, Karanak would be crazy. That would be a really expensive Flesh Hound unit. But by the way, I did look at the Warhounds, and it is Magic Resistance 2 as it is. So let's say it's Magic Resistance 4, which I think the max is 3, I think. So let's say that they have a 2-up ward save against Magic, if I'm not mistaken. So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, next up we have the Lords of Change, Watching Lords, Winged Feathers, Eyes of Zinch. So these are the Zinch Lords, okay? Pretty wicked looking. Um, let's see what we got here. Okay, so Demon of Zinch. Demon of Zinch, you know what? I'm going to have to refresh my memory on what the Zinch rules are. Alright, y'all, so Demon of Zinch, just a little refresher. Their rule is that they have hatred towards Demons of Nurgle. Special rule. They have reroll ward saves of 1. Wizards with the Demons of Zinch special rule can also reroll challenge results of a 1. So pretty solid all around there. Alright, so the Lord of... what was it? Lord of Change, right? Sorry. I've made this video in a couple of parts. Let's see what all I remember. Okay, so Lord of Change, we got that he is a monster. Movement 8. Does he fly? Yeah, he flies. Demon Zinch, demonic. Weapon skill 6. A little lower. Strength 6, toughness 6, initiative 6, 6 wounds, 5 attacks. Also has a barrage of knowledge, just like me. All enemy units within 8 inches of the Lord of Chains suffer -1 penalty to their weapon skill, and ballistic skill has no effect on Demons of Zinch. Not the best. I mean, I guess it's still a monster with a 5 board, but still. Yeah, so I imagine it's gonna be pretty expensive, but I bet you can add some cool stuff to him. So we'll see if that's the saving grace on these guys. Okay, so the Lord of Change is a level 2 wizard starting off, so that's good. A level 2 wizard that can fly, and also and look at this, you can go up, may take up 2 wizard levels at 35 points per level. I thought it was going to be 35 points for 2 levels. That's a little crazy, I guess. But still, you have a crazy ass wizard that you can make him a level 4. That's a lot of points. That's 500 points if you make him a level 4, and then you can add magic weapons, demonic gifts, hellforge artifacts up to 100 points. So I don't know. It just depends on what's there. But I mean, decent. Being a lord, I don't know. I think I would love to take a bloodthirster just because it's so much damage with killing blow and all this crazy shit. By the way, I didn't say too much about this, but this shit looks pretty crazy. This artwork for this Lord of Change, it's just cool looking. They're like bird lizard people. Next we got Gaunt Summoners. I'm not even sure what that is. Holy crap! It's like those are its eyes. Oh, kind of reminds me of Pan's Labyrinth a little bit. Anyhow, the Gaunt Summoner is a level 3 wizard. I should have read this from the last one. Using the Lord Zinch. In addition to their other spells, they know Summon Demon spell below. Okay, they're just movement 4, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4. So this is a hero kind of character to attack. Or no, it's a lord. Never mind. 3 wounds to attack. So a little fighty for being a regular wizard. They have the Summon Demons, which is an augment spell, 18-inch range, can target pink horrors, screamers, or flamers. Target unit immediately gains d6 wounds worth of models added to the unit. Pretty sweet. On Nate Plus, he's a Demon of Zinch, or she, whatever it is. Demonic, they have demonic gifts, the Warp Tongue Blade. If a Warp Tongue Blade causes an unsavable in the close combat, the target must pass a leadership test or be removed as a casualty with no saves allowed. So, kind of a low weapon skill, but if they do get into... I mean, you gotta watch out, right? If you don't kill this mofo outright, then You could have a little bit of problem. That's some wicked looking art. Let's go see how much this dude is worth. You know what? Let's save our time. Let's do like two at a time. We'll do the Herald of Zinch next. We'll do them together. Now that shit looks crazy. Kind of dim. I don't even know. Venomish. It's got like a moon head. What the hell is this thing? I mean, this is one thing I do like about chaos or these demons is that they just got so many different kinds of armies you can build. The one thing I don't know how it works is like I guess like I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, uh, but like if you take an army and it's got both like let's say you have demons that hate each other, do you just have to keep them away from each other? How can you even do that? That I don't know how it works. If you could let me know in the comments below, that'd be cool. So, anyways, a Herald of Zinch has movement 4, weapon skill 3, strength, ballistic skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, 2 attacks, 2 wounds. This is just an infantry character. Not loving what I see so far. I mean, pretty low strength and toughness. Um, I guess they are wizards, so there's that. So Herald Wizard, I thought it was going to be like a fighty character, but they're wizards. I guess that's his staff right there. But anyways, they use the Lord Zinch. Okay, so they got Demon Zinch and Demonic. They have the Locus of Transmogrification. When a model with the split special rule in this model units is slain, you may reroll dice on a 1 and 3, see if it turns into 2 blue horrors. Okay, so I'm not with this bit. Okay, so it can turn it into 2 blue horrors, I guess. We'll see which one of these I like the best. We'll check these upgrades out here in a second, along with the points. Locus of Change at the start of the turn. To roll a d6 this model, and all models in his unit have a strength value equal to the result until you roll again. I don't know if I like that. That's a little bit too much chance. I don't think I would take that just off of. I mean, it could be pretty awesome, I guess, but that's way too much. There's a 50% chance you're just gonna get strength 3. You know, I mean, strength 4 is kind of. I don't know. I'd rather have something a little bit more surefire. So, I kind of like this one. I guess this only comes into play if the unit is slain. So. I don't know how good two blue horrors would be, so maybe I like this one better than this, or this one better than this, just because your wizard will have to die. But I guess it'll come back as something, but whatever. We'll see what the points are. I'll rate them here in a second. Locus of Conjuration, spells cast by this model and any model in his unit are resolved at +1 strength. That's what I'm talking about. That's my favorite one. I can tell you right now, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it'll probably be that. Unless these points are just really low. All right, so first one up is the Gaunt Summoner. The Gaunt Summoner is 245 points. It's a little pricey, or I guess it's a Lord, so I guess whatever. It does have light armor, so we'll get a 6 up armor save. Has that Warp Tongue Blade, which is kind of scary. You can put it on the disc of Zinch. We'll have to look that up. You can make him so it's a level 3. You can make him level 4 at 35 points. So you got a level 4 wizard at 280 points. I don't know if you would want this guy on the disc of Zinch. I just see that being kind of an issue, because they're going to be easier to target out. I'm not sure how good the discs of Zinch are. We'll check those out here in a little bit. 25 points. And then he can take up 100 points in magic weapons, demonic gifts, and Hellforge artifacts. And they use a summon. You're supposed to Lord Zinch. In addition to other spell, they know the summon demon spell. So, the Herald of Zinch is 110 points, just like the Herald of Corn. This fella can be upgraded to a wizard, level 2 wizard for 35 points. Maybe on a burning chariot of Zinch. We'll have to check that out too. That's 70 points. Disc of Zinch for 25 points. The Locus of Transmogrification. That was that first one where it turns into a blue horror. 25 points. So not bad, not bad for it to stay alive as something else. Uh, Locus of Change. That's that. I think that's the one with D6 strength. Him and his unit, which I can see that maybe being useful, right? Maybe, but then again, it could also screw you up. I don't know. I don't know. It could be kind of a Hail Mary. It's a little bit too iffy if you ask me. And then you have the Locus of Conjuration, which is +1 strength. The one part I didn't understand on that was that it says that anything that he does, so that's 40 points. Let me show you real quick. And of course, 50 points of magic weapons, demonic gifts, and Hellforge artifacts. Alright, so this is what I was wondering about. So the Locus of Conjuration. Spells cast by this model and any models in his unit. Okay, so that means that if you have, okay, I get it now. I just answered my own question because basically, let's say you have another caster, you add +1 strength to anything he casts. or he or she casts. So kind of cool. I think I would definitely take that. I mean, it's more expensive. It's 40 points, but definitely number one, number two, number three. This one kind of scares me on the iffiness, but kind of cool. But I don't know. They would have their place. Anyhow, with that, I'll go for the shirt shot, which is definitely Locus of Conjuration, which can be kind of a. It's pretty pricey, but I don't know. I think I would probably go with this one normally, just because it's less points, and then maybe this one if I have little points to spare. So yeah. Next up, we have Pink Horrors. Okay, I guess we're gonna be looking at Pink Horrors and the Blue Horrors. So let's take a look at the Pink Horrors. Kind of looks like Slimer a little bit. They are infantry. They are strength 3, toughness 3, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 7. The blue horror, strength 2, toughness 3. So I don't know. After seeing what seeing this that one conjuration for that dude, the Herald of Zinch or whatever, it turns into 2 blue horrors. I just don't see that. It's just I don't know. I don't think I would take that actually. I think I'd rather take the strength one because I mean strength 2, toughness 3, just to get 2 more wounds. It's whatever. I guess you would keep the points. I guess I would, but I mean, it'd be so easy to kill. Unless you have other blue horrors, it's gonna die right away. So I guess your enemy has to focus on them. So there's that, but I don't know. Anyhow, so pink horror, unit pink horror is treated as a level 1 wizard. Interesting. Okay, all right. Now that I didn't know. Uh, Level 1, they use this spells from the Lord Zinch. It receives an additional +1 to cast for each rank of Falga. Is one of those kind of deals. Each rank of 5 or more models after the first, a maximum of +3. So, sorry, for each rank of 5 or more models in the unit after the first to the. So basically, we have 4 ranks. You can get +3 to that. So maximum +3 each time a unit casts a spell or is targeted by the special effects. It's a special rule that affects a wizard. You must nominate one pink horror in the unit as a caster or target for the purpose of line of sight. Okay, so pretty normal. In the event of a miscast, you roll two. Oh, Jesus, this is brutal. They must be pretty cheap or cheap demon wise, because they're basically gonna be 2d6 strength 10 hits if you did miscast, which is brutal. But I don't know. What is this? Oh, that's just a champion. Okay, so they are demon demonic, normal stuff. Yeah. When the pink core, oh, okay, so they split. When the pink core is slain in close combat, do not remove as a result of a demonic instability. Roll d6 on a 1 and 3. It will explode, inflicting an automatic strength 3 hit on that unit. Distributed as a missile attack. On a 4 to 6, it will split into 2 blue horrors instead. Replace the slain pink horror with 2 blue horrors. So this can be like a tar pit unit that casts spells. So interesting. Um, bang, Replace the slain pink horror with 2 blue horrors in the back of the unit. If you do not have access, okay, so you can actually put the blue horrors in a unit of pink horrors. It just have to be in the back. So okay, interesting. So I guess it wouldn't be that bad if your wizard split into. I guess it is what it is. And then here's the thing: if your wizard split in two is no longer a character, so he would hold on to his points. I don't know. I'm guessing that's the case. So that'd be kind of interesting. So maybe that locus of conjuration or whatever is, or transmogrification is not as bad as I thought. Anyways, if you do not have enough access to blue horrors, blah blah blah. Oh, treat the result as a 1 and 3. When resolving attacks against both pink and blue horrors, the blue horrors are targeted and removed as casualty first. So it is what it is. Um, all right, these things are crazy looking. Let's look at screamers next. Let's see, maybe we'll do two or three in a fell swoop. Soaring predators, sky sharks, swoopers, shrieking sky rays. All right. What the hell is this shit? The thing looks like a manta ray with eyes and freaking spines and shit, and horns, whatever. It's a war beast, demon of Zinch. It can fly. Okay, interesting. Weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 attacks. This is going to be like your fly 9. So this one's going to be like your war machine harassers or like single model or chaff harassers, that sort of deal, kind of like a great eagle, but it's probably gonna be too expensive. Slash and attack. If a unit of screamers, oh, so you can take a couple of these. If a unit of screamers moves over one or more unengaged enemy units in the remaining moves subphase, choose one of those units. It suffers D3 strength 4 attacks per screamer. These attacks hit on a 4 plus and are treated as shooting attacks. So pretty cool. So they like drop screamer poop on them at a strength 4. Lamprey's bite. We have yeah, well, that's kind of cool. I like that D3. So it's basically like a little stomp attack, just going over them. Lamprey's Bite is a close combat attack Screamer makes against monsters have multiple D3 special rolls. So, it is what it is. I mean, it is only going to be strength 4, but still, not too bad. Their points cost is going to have to make up for that. Let's see, should we look at one more? Are we looking at the mounts now? Just for the fuck of it, let's go ahead and do Disc of Zinch because I mentioned them earlier. Disc of Zinch is a war beast, apparently. What does it look like? Looks like that Tool album. It's a Demon's Inch, Demonic Fly also, so I guess you guys can fly Strength 4, Toughness 4, Initiative 4, 2 attacks. It is what it is. Okay. Shall we look at one more, guys, just to speed things along? Yeah, my reviews are way too long. So, that's enough, because we'll come back to the Flamers, because, we'll do them. Screw it. Okay. Burning Horrors, Flamers, Flame Sprouters, Flaming Whirlwinds, Bears of TRH? What? True Fire Change? Whatever. Um, Pyro Demons, Demons of Zange. Let's check them out. Now these things look wicked. I remember these things being pretty brutal back in the day. So I don't know how they are now. So they are Weapon Skill 4, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 3 wounds each. Ooh, so they are Monstrous Infantry. 3 attacks each. And then they're Demon of Zange. Exalted. What is it? Oh, Demon of Zinch, demonic flaming attacks. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Exalted Fire of Zinch during the shooting phase. Exalted Flamer can either shoot pink fire or blue fire. These do not have a move or fire special rule, so that's pretty sweet. Um, Pink Fire uses the rules for fire throwers and the following profile. So D6 flaming attacks slow to fire, so it can't use it as stand and shoot. So that's just the pink fire. The blue fire is a flaming attack, 12-inch range is D6 plus 3 strength. Flaming attack slow to fire. Uh, so this uses grape shot. So you have fire throws and grape shots, and it's not move or fire. So that is pretty brutal. Um, what else do we have? Flames of Zinch. So we have another rule here. Okay. Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Just a second, y'all. Come on, computer, be cool. So this is Exalted Flamer. I'm guessing is that the champion? Does that mean the champion only has that? I'm not sure. Does it have the Exalted Flame? Yeah, I guess it does. So, or maybe it doesn't. So, Flames of Zinch. This weapon has a following profile: 18 in strength 4, D6 shots, multiple shots. This is gonna be like the Lead Belcher, but flaming attacks. Um, Exalted Flamer was the powerful. So I guess it's like infantry. Is this an upgrade or how does this work? So these are like the regular. These are infantry. These are the exalted are monstrous infantry. So there's going to be a big point differential there. At least the regular infantry is still strength 4, toughness 4, ballistic skill 4. So there's that. But this is definitely scary shit. All right, y'all. So let's take a look at the Disc of Zinch. Well, it's 25 points. It's right here. I guess there's not much to look at. It's a war beast. Fly 9. So that was kind of a waste of time looking at that. We saw what we needed to see. Next up, we have the Pink Horrors, which are coming up right here. Pink Horrors of Zoros, or Pink Horrors of Zinch, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. 12 points per model. That's expensive, but I guess they are wizards, and they do split into 2 later on. You can take a full command for 25 points. They can have a magic standard up to 25 points. And they split, and they cast spells. Unit of 10 of these, 120, which when split into 2 blue horrors, that's could really tarp it a bit. Of course, they're going to crumble and stuff, but or they're not always going to split into 2. So there's that. So I don't know. You have to take at least 10, but if you take a list, 15 of them, they could be a pain in the butt and stick around a little bit. They're going to have to be dealt with because they can help cast spells and such. So there's that. Next up, we got so I think it's worth taking a unit of these, maybe even if it's just 10 of them. Not like they're gonna panic anything. That's where they are. Here they are. 32 points for model. A little bit expensive, but you can take 3 of them. 32 times 3. What is that? 64. 64 plus 32 is 98. 96, I think actually. So 96 points for 3 of them. Strength 4, toughness 4. They got 6 wounds altogether. They have the Lamprey's Bite, the slashing attacks. I mean, they could do some damage, but they're a little pricey. I wish you could take just two of them. That'd be kind of cool. But still, they're okay. Just a little pricey, and everything in this army is expensive as it is. Not sure if I would take these. I guess if I'm playing Zinch, it's something to play. But like I said before, I don't know if you can just take Zinch or whatever. If you can't take units that hate each other, can you do that? No, I don't know. That would be really cool if you can mix and match all of these. I mean, seems a little OP, but I guess they also are unstable. So let's look at the Flamers next, which are on 220. Here we go. I think the Flamers are pretty bad at it. Let's see what the Exalted ones are. So we have the Flamer, 32 points per model. I'd rather have Flamers, I think, because they're like lead belchers. I mean, there's only weapon skill too, so not very good in combat, or not. They're not going to hit much, but they're going to cause some damage. They're going to be like lead belchers or whatever. Wait, what about the Exalted ones? Let's see. Let's look up Exalted Flamer. So can they only be on a burning chariot? Is that what they are? Okay, so I'm smart. An Exalted Flamer is an actual like hero kind of guy. Still, 70-point hero was a badass freaking um, pretty badass weapon there. The blue fire and the pink fire. It's pretty cool. You can put it on a chariot and you can shoot it, and it's move or fire. So you put one of these suckers on a chariot. It's 140 points. You got a scary chariot, and then you have something scary shooting. I can see this being useful. Definitely, I like that. By the way, one more thing I missed on these flamers is that they are skirmishers as well. So I do like that. So I see the flamers being kind of cool. Next up, we have Burning Chariots, Warp Flame Reavers, Fire Gliders, Blazing Skies, Striders. Cool. What, can it fly? Can the freaking chariot fly? Holy crap. Okay, now I like this. Now I like what we got here. We got a flying chariot at strength 4. Strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds. Exalted Flamer on top, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks. Blue Horror on top, also strength 2. That's whatever. Then you have a Screamer as well. So a little bit of mix of all these things. And the Screamer also has 2 attacks. So this chariot is going to be a little expensive, I bet. So it's Demon Zinch, Demonic, Exalted Fire. So it has that attack. Fly 8, flaming attacks the flamer only, and then slashing attack from the screamer as well. So it's interesting. Let's look at the chariot. Let's check out the fireworm. I guess, and is it a dragon? What is this? That worm. It's a monstrous beast. Do they have a picture? Oh, Jesus. What is it with all these damn eyes? These things are so creepy. This is why I won't collect demons, because it's just so creepy looking and gross me out. But it is what it is. So this is going to be like a crazy, like almost like one of those abstract, whatever the fuck. I forget what they're called. By the way, the word I was looking for was animated construct. Anyhow, so we got the blue worm, or the fireworms, I mean. Strength 4, toughness 4, weapon skill 3, 3 wounds each, random attacks, initiative 4, leadership 7. It's a demon zinch, demonic, random movement 3d6, random attacks d6. So it also has looks like this also has the exalted flames of zinch as well. 18-inch range, strength 4, flame attacks. This one has 2d6 multiple shots though, so kind of cool. For this, I mean, this thing's just crazy looking. All right, so it looks like the fireworms are up first. The fireworms are 55 points a model. You can take them in a unit of 1. I guess it could be a little 55-point roadblock or something to throw out there that has to be dealt with. I mean, if it has 6 strength 4 attacks, I guess it could be something to deal with. I don't know. I mean, it's an okay little one, I guess. Then we got the Burning Chariot. It looks like it's a rare choice. The Burning Chariot, so that's kind of interesting. I guess a chariot that can fly. See, 140 points. I mean, it does suck that it's only toughness 4, so it could get shot up. It does have a 5 ward, I guess. But 140 points, it can fly. It has a flamer on top, strength 4, toughness 4 for the chariot, I guess, and then weapon skill 4, and then screamer or whatever, and then yeah, and you can add more blue horror. So there's that. I would take it. It sounds like it would be a lot of fun. I don't know if it'd be worth it. I think it would be interesting because they have, oh, look at that. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So yeah, it'd be interesting. And then they got skies. I think skies do something extra when you do impact hits. Maybe it's like d6 plus 1. In fact, let's go look that up real quick. Why not? I'm here. Skies. Nope, didn't say anything like that. I guess it's just impact hits, period. But yeah, looks like that's it on that one, and let's move on to the next thing. All right, so first up is Kairos Fate Water, Oracle of Zinch. Zinch's hand, keeper of the Destiny Scrolls, Mocking Watcher Fate. Okay, whatever all that crap means. Let's go down here. Let's take a look at him. He's a Birdman wizard dude. Movement 8, pretty interesting. 6 wounds, strength 5, toughness 5, leadership 9. Is a monster special character. It's got the Barrage of Knowledge, the Demon of Zinch, Demonic Fly, ward save 6 plus, so I guess he has 2 plus wards, 2 ward saves. Has twin heads, see the demonic gift section. So, you know what, we might as well take a look at that. So, let's see what we got. Kairos Fate Water is a level 4 wizard who generates spells in the following unique way. When Kairos chooses a spell, his left head may choose a total of 4 spells from the lore of life, metal, light, and heavens. Pretty cool. His right head may then choose a total of 4 spells from the lores, death, beast, shadows, and fire. Both head know all spells from the lore of Zinch. Both heads on all those, so you do have to roll on those all those. At the start of each magic phase, decide which head he's using. He may only cast spells from that. So that is pretty freaking cool. I love that. I think that's great. I think that's just a lot of fun, and it is cool that you have to do one or the other. Maybe a little OP if it was just like you could just switch one spell here and there, but it is what it is. So pretty crazy. Next up we have. We'll check out the twin hits demonic gift section just because it's going to pertain to him. He has a Step of Tomorrow as an arcane item. Kairos allows you to re-roll a single d6 of your choice once per turn. I love that. I love that it's once per turn rather than once per game. I hate that shit. Declare before you make the re-roll. If this is used to roll a single dice from a batch of 2d6, so any d6, I guess. If this is used to re-roll a single dice from a batch of 2d6 or 3d6, the other dice in that batch cannot be re-rolled. Okay, this is wicked looking. So let's go check out. Let's check out one more, I guess. So we got Kairos, just crazy looking. These Zinch guys look crazy. Let's see. So we got Kairos first, and Kairos is gonna be pretty interesting. All right, so we got the Blue Scribes next. Azure Arcanologist. I have it. The fuck you say that? Wandering Wizardkin, Zinch Quasters. Okay, so Quasters. Oh god. So this is a cavalry special character on the cavalry. Demon of Zinch, Demonic Fly 9, Spell Siphon. So homie can. Okay, so whenever and well, let's take a look at his stats first before I get further. Oh my god, this thing is like a blue horror crazy looking mofo. Has 2 wounds, 2 attacks. It's on a disc Zinch for regular disc, and I guess it's some kind of special wizard. So the blue scribes can cast one spell from can cast one spell. Oh my god, I cannot talk. One spell from one of the 8 lores of battle magic in the Warhammer rulebook during each of his own magic phase. You can choose which lore the spell to be cast from. Must be roll a d6 but must roll a d6 and consult the magic lore to see which spell is cast. The blue scribes can therefore never cast a signature spell, so you can't do signature spells. If there's no viable target or you choose not to cast a spell that has been rolled, the blue scribes do not cast a spell that turn. Spells cast by blue scribes are treated as innate bound spells with the power level equal to their casting value. So that's kind of cool that basically they're all bound spells, and you're not really going to be able to. That's going to be kind of scary because they can't miscast. So, but yeah, that's kind of cool. I like this little character, but it is on a disc, so it's going to be easier to kill him. If you could put him in a, I guess you could put a disc in a. It's going to be easy to get through these things though. So let's go look those two up real quick, and see what their points are for them. All right, y'all. Let's check out the twin heads first. So twin heads, the demon gains +2 to all casting rolls. Love it. That's awesome. All right, so we got Kairos Fate Water, who is 445 points. Sounds like a fun character, but I think he's gonna have a hard time with anything with the monster like this. Is that um, it's gonna be fun to use it. This will be a fun one to use, but just really expensive. But it can fly, so there's that. tis what it is. So we'll go to the next one, which is going to be the blue scribes. All right, so the blue scribes are 80 points. I like this little stupid model. I think it's going to be pesky. A little easier to kill, but I guess maybe you can take a couple things on this. I think there's only heroes though, but it'll be interesting, you know. I don't know, could be a little pesky, but yeah, is what it is. Yeah, that's just a cool little bounce. I mean, you could get a bounce spell off, and that could be kind of cool. The only thing I don't like is the randomness of those spells, but I guess the fact that you can't miscast is pretty cool. So, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move to the next thing. Okay, so next up is the Changeling, the perplexing prankster, deceiving horde, the Zinch's trickster. Okay, this thing's kind of crazy looking. This looks wicked. Slender man, slender Zinch man. The Changeling is movement 4, weapon skill 3, blessed skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, 3 initiative, 1 attack, 8 leadership. It's a level 1 wizard. Uses the Lord Zinch lore, and then Demon of Zinch, demonic, locus of transmogrification. So basically, it'll turn into 2 blue horrors when it dies. Then it has formless horror. At the start of each close combat phase, choose an enemy model in base contact with a changeling. The changeling may increase any or all of his weapon skill. May increase any or all of his weapon skill, strength, toughness, initiative, and attack characteristics to match those of the chosen enemy model until the end of that phase. That is cool. If the chosen model has more than one value for a characteristic, as is the case with the mountain, the changeling may always choose the higher value. Okay, so the changeling cannot match the characteristic of enemy that is fighting in a challenge unless the changeling is fighting in the same challenge. So this thing is kind of scary. Interesting. That's kind of cool. It just mimics things. So let's look at the next one. Oh, now we get to the plague guys. Okay, the great unclean ones. So we're gonna look up the changeling, and then we got the great unclean ones. Okay. So, let's see. Let's go down here. Flymaster, Stench Lord, Nurgle's Plague Father, Plague Lord, Decayed One, Father of Nurgle. I always think these things look so sick, but they're pretty cool looking. Look at this thing. I mean, come on. That's wicked looking. Alright. That is, I mean, this thing is like the blob. Um, Come on. Alright, so the Great Unclean One is movement 6, weapon skill 6, strength 6, toughness 7, 7 wounds, 4 initiative, 5 attacks, leadership 9. It's a monster. Great and Clean Ones are wizards who use spells from the Lord Nurgle, Daemon of Nurgle, demonic, poisoned attacks. You know what? Let's get a little refresher on the Demons of Nurgle. Alright, so Demon of Nurgle, Demons of Nurgle, I guess, but I have hatred for Zinch, special rule. Any models in base contact with a Demon of Nurgle suffer -1 to their weapon skill, so pretty cool. They're going to be -1. They might be. It doesn't It'd be cooler if it was -1 to hit, but I guess that's kind of like overdoing it a little bit, I guess. But that could change things if you're at the same weapon skill, or if they're at 1 weapon skill higher. They're going to be hitting you on maybe 4s instead of 3s, you know, or whatever. So, cool. Let's go back over here. 154. All right, so let's go check out their. You know what? We might look at another one. Let's look at one more just to speed things along, because there's just so many characters and all these things to look through. What's after the unclean ones? Oh, I think it's the Herald Nurgle. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing here from the Herald, from the Great Unclean One. Is they have extreme. They do have poison attacks. Extreme contagion. Enemy models in base contact with the Great Unclean One at the start of any close combat phase suffer a wound on a roll of a 5+, which ignores armor save. Has no effects on Demons of Nurgle. So pretty cool. Then we have the Heralds of Nurgle, Poxbringers, Sloppity Bile Pipers, Spoil Pox Scriveners. Jesus, it's like the demonic Dr. Seuss over here. We have movement 4, weapon skill 5, strength 5, toughness 5, ballistic skill 5, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, initiative 4, leadership 8. Are we gonna get a picture? It might take a while to come in. So we got another upgrade unit. Okay. We got some upgrades to this little character with 2 wounds. Strength 5, toughness 5, pretty solid though. Probably gonna be expensive. We have the Locus of Virulence. This model and all models in this unit automatically wound in close combat on a to hit roll of 6+. So basically, uh, this is like old school, or I say old school, eighth edition. I guess that is old school. Poison attacks. So that's pretty cool. So it gives this whole unit poison attack. I love that so far. We have Locus of Fecundity. This model and all models in this unit have the regen 6+ special roll. So I guess it has a ward save. It is demonic. A ward save of 5+ and a 6+ regen. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting that wrong, but y'all let me know. Then we have Locus of Contagion. If this model or any model in its unit scores a 6 to hit in close combat, the target immediately suffers an automatic hit resolved at strength 4. So this is kind of like a wounded. It's only strength 4 though. That's the only thing. There. Oh wait, it says if this model or any model in his unit scores a 6, the target immediately suffers an additional automatic. So okay, so that's pretty cool. I do like that. I mean, I'll just tell you right now, number one, but it's probably going to be too expensive. This will be number one probably, just because it automatically wounds on a 6+. This is pretty great, of course, but it's probably going to be too expensive. So I'd say just on the actual outcome alone, this is number one, two, three. All right, first up we have is the Great Unclean One. So the Unclean One, you can take an additional hand weapon, give him 6 attacks. You may take up to 3 wizard levels. So it's a level 1. You can make him level 4, so that'd be 35, 70, 105 more points. So you're talking 535 points. And then another 100 points right here too of magic items, demonic gifts, hellforged artifacts. I mean, he's a beast. Extreme contagion, and then he has that thing of 5+, no armor save. I mean, he's scary. Strength 6, toughness 7. You can give him another attack and give him 6 attacks. I'd say why not? Give him 6 attacks at strength 6. I mean, scary dude. And yeah, sure, he'll be, you know, 500 points. Let's say, who knows how much more you'll put on him, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. They'll change it. 155 points. Level 1 wizard. This guy's kind of scary, but he has to be next to somebody. So he's okay. I'd say he's a little bit too expensive, but still kind of cool. It's almost like having like a assassin or something like that, which I think is cool. This one would be a fun one to take. The Herald of Nurgle, same points, 110 for all these heralds. I mean, 155 points. He has that plague sword. You can make him a level 1 wizard at 35 points. That's interesting. You have Pound Clan of Nurgle, Plague Toad of Nurgle, Rodfly of Nurgle. So Jesus, there's so much stuff with these demons. They had the Locus of Virulence was 25 points, 25, 25, 50. Of course, the Contagion was the best one. But let's go back to that. So we have 25, 25, 50, then 50 points worth of gifts and such. All right, so I'm not gonna read that every time. I've been reading that every stinking time. So let's go back and go to page 158. It's 25, 25, 50. I mean, this is just so solid. I think it might be worth it. I don't know. No, but then you're talking about a 2 wound character worth 205 points. And then who knows, if you add a wizard level, then yeah, that's too expensive. I think I would just take this one, the poison attacks, just because he's so expensive at 2 wounds. It's going to be kind of easier to snipe him, especially if they have some kind of like death magic or anything else that can target like characters and just kill them. So all of this would be a lot of fun. So this for fun. For a little bit more competitive, I would take this because it's kind of scary. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing. We've got the Plague Bearers, Tainted Ones, One-Eyed Rotter, Horned Rotbag, Maggotkin, Rot Bearers, Tallyman of the Plagues. I think that looks wicked as shit. Come on. Okay, so these guys are movement 4, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 attack, Demons of Nurgle, Demonic, -1 weapon skill when you go up to them. They're just infantry. They have a plague sword. Attacks made, so they had poisoned attacks. So that's the same as their herald. Herald also has poison attacks. That means +1 to wound. I believe is what it is. Pretty solid. So they're strength 4, so they'll be wounding most things on probably like a 5 or 6. Just depends. Pretty solid. Let's see how much those guys are worth here in a second. So we're starting with the Plague Bearers. Next one is the Plague Toads, Rod Eaters, Sewerkin. Their movement 6, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, monstrous beasts. So these guys are Demons of Nurgle, demonic, expendable. So I guess they explode. Oh no, it means that they can only panic other Plague Toads. Okay, so they're kind of like slaves, I guess. No, I mean they're strength 4, toughness 4. I'll have to look up expendable again. Um, yeah, so we got Plague Toads. Okay, I guess you can ride these, right? So that's what it was. Um, 3 wounds, whatever. Then we have Pox Riders, which, what the hell, is crazy looking. Uh, yeah, this thing's crazy looking. Often Corrado battle. Okay, so we have Pox Riders, Monsters Cavalry. Their strength 4, toughness. That's the guy on top, I guess. Let's see. Do we have stats for the actual? What the hell? So what is it? I guess it. Oh, so the Pox Riders are on top of a Plague Toad. I guess is what it is. Okay, so got it. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense because the Plague Toad has 3 wounds, so that's the monster species. Okay, I'm stupid. So the Pox Riders on top of him. So it has Marsh Strider, so again goes through marshes with no problems. Demonic poison attacks are only for the Plague Toad. Okay. Strength 4, toughness 4 on the bearer. Of course, as the champion. Initiative 2, pretty low, but strength 4, toughness 4 is pretty solid. Um, yeah. Let's check one more. Let's check plague drones, blighted. I'm stop reading that. These things don't mean much. Plague drones. We're gonna have what the hell? So these are like it looks like Watto or something from maybe not. It just looks like a hornet. So these guys are strength 4, toughness 4. On top, that's a plague bearer on top, and the champion, of course. And you have the rot fly of Nurgle, which they're riding strength 4, toughness 5, 3 wounds each, 3 attacks each, weapon skill 3. So the Demon it has fly 6, okay, so it can fly. It has poison attacks for the rot fly only. And then we have another upgrade to look at here, which is the Death's Head. 12-inch range. It looks like some kind of ballistic weapon. Strength 4, multiple wounds, D3, poison attacks, quick to fire. Okay, I like this. So that's kind of crazy. We're just gonna have these things are gonna be like 80 points a pop, watch something like that, maybe more. Who knows? Probably like I don't know. I think it's like at least 60 to 70 points a pop, maybe something like that. You know what? Let's go ahead and look at Nurglings. Let's move this on. Nurglings, is it like the little ugly things, kind of like the pink horrors, I guess? Nurglings are strength 2, toughness 2. They're a swarm. They are 6 wounds each. Yeah, they are a swarm. 6 wounds, 6 attacks, initiative 3. Swarm, demonic, demon Nurgle, demonic. They are palanquin. Oh, and then you have a palanquin, which is movement 4. So these things are just a tar pit. The palanquin has 8 attacks. Okay, so it's something that somebody could ride. Um, yeah, so these things are just crazy looking. They're like just little whatever globs, blobs, I guess. All right. I think that's it. All we're gonna do for oh well, I guess we could go ahead and keep going. So let's see. We have the Nurglings, the palanquin. Wait, so the palanquin is a large target too. Okay, it does add to their unit strength, but they're much bigger. Okay, so I guess there's that. 8 attacks. Okay. All right, y'all. First up is gonna be the Plague Bearers of Nurgle, and I'm just gonna tell you this, right, guys. These guys are scary. Strength 4, toughness 4. The only thing that's not going for them so much is the weapon skill 3, but you can get full command for 25 points. Their core. Um, 12 points for model. Yes, that's expensive, but they're strength 4, toughness 4, y'all. I mean, come on. And with a 5 board with a demonic. Demon of Nurgle, -1 weapon skill. So I guess that's going to make up for them being weapon skill 3. So if something has weapon skill 4, they're going to be hitting on 4. Or they're going to be hitting on, yeah, they'll be hitting on 4s. If you can get some kind of spell off to negate or to bring down the other weapon skill, the other unit's weapon skill, then that, of course, that's going to be good. Or the other way around, you increase their weapon skill, then that's going to be great, of course. Or some kind of special rule that does that, that'd be cool. But I mean, a unit of 20 is going to be kind of scary. Strength 4, toughness 4, and yeah, I mean, they are movement 4, but hey, these guys are scary. For a core unit, that is not something you want to go up against. Of course, they don't have heavy armor or anything like that, but they have their 5 ward. Plague Toads are right here. 31 points per monster. They're basically monstrous beasts that you can take as core. 3 of them for core. So you could get 3 of these, and it'll be 90. You know, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks. I mean, they're Marsh Striders. They're expendable. And I looked up expendable just so you, and it looks like I was right. They will only ever cause panic in other expendable um, units. However, since they're demonic, I mean they're immune to psychology. So, so I don't know. I guess not everything is immune to psychology on this, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something there. But they do have marsh striders. They'll be able to go through marshes, poisoned attacks. That's the thing. Is poison attacks on all this army. Most of this army has poison attacks. That's just scary. It seems like Nurgle's just scary so far. I'm liking what I see from them so far. Um, and yeah, 31 points per model, so you can get a unit of 3 of them for 93 points. A little too pricey, but still could be fun to play. Pox Riders are right here, and this is crazy. So you get a play Toad. Why wouldn't you just do this? You'll get a Pox Rider of Nurgle for 4 points more, except they won't be special. Oh, okay. You know what? So you have them at core. These are going to be special. So either way, it's pretty solid. Strength 4, toughness 4. The Toad has 3 attacks, and they have 1 attack, and they all have poisoned attacks. I guess he has a they do have poison attacks. 25 points for the full command. They can have a magic standard up to 15 points. Poison attacks for the plague torn. It's so dumb because the plague sword is also poison attacks. But yeah, 35 points for 3 of them is going to be kind of pricey. 70, 105 points for 3 of them. Plague drones are next. These things are going to be more expensive, I'm sure. They are a rare unit, 50 points per model, so actually less than I thought. Strength 4, toughness 5 on the mount, and then they fly 6 poison attacks on the fly. Poison attacks, they have plague sources, poison attacks. You have full command with 25 points, magic standard 50 points. You can take the Death's Head, that's a 7-point upgrade where it's basically a D3. Yeah, the entire unit may take Death's Head, so each one of them can shoot stuff. So you're talking 57 points to be able to shoot that with that quick to fire. I'd say it's probably, that might be worth it. I don't know. Depends what you're going up against. If you're going up against a lot of shooting, you might lose them, but this thing could be pretty nice little harassing units. 150 points. I mean, they're they can hold their ground a bit. Nurglings are actually 40 points per base, strength 2, toughness 2, 6 attacks. I don't know. I guess they're kind of cheap for 6 wounds. Let's see, 6 points per model, I guess. But strength 2, toughness 2, and they're just a swarm. And I don't know. They're really worth it. Yeah, I don't know. You can have 2 to 12, so 2 bases are 80 points, and that's 12 wounds. I mean, you could have, let's see, 5. What is that value? All right, what is that value really? Let's say you have 4 of these bases where you have 24 wounds for 160 points for just some strength 2, toughness 2 guys that are just going to be a roadblock. I don't know. I don't see the point in taking them. I guess it'd just be kind of a pain in their side. So I guess there's that, but they don't really do anything. So they're not gonna do much of anything. So yeah, I don't know. By the way, with the Nurglings, one more thing is the Palanquin of Nurgle. 25 points to have 8 wounds under you. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I just don't. I mean, you can put him on a Rotfly or something like that and take him in a unit, but honestly, I think I'd probably just take him. I mean, if he's going to be your BSB or whatever, just take him in the unit and give him one of those upgrades or whatever the hell. Yeah, the one that give them the Locus of Contagion or something, or the Locus of Virulence. Give them poison attacks. I mean, won't they have? You know what? Okay, so here's my question. Wait, so oh no no. Okay, so oh yeah. So this one would be like old school poison, the Locus of Virulence. So yeah. Anyways, I'm getting onto another subject, but yeah, I guess that would be kind of cool to get it. Yeah, stay away from the Palanquin. I don't really think you need it. It is pretty cheap though, 25 points, but I just think they're gonna be able to single out the character kind of easily. All right, next up we got the Beast of Nurgle. I'm not exactly sure how they look. I guess. Well, this is it right here. Never mind. I know it's kind of hard to see it. It just looks like a weird worm or something. But anyhow, the Beast of Nurgle has movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 2 initiative, and it has random attacks. Leadership 7. It's a monstrous beast with its 4 wounds. It's a demon of Nurgle, demonic, poison attacks. Random attacks is D3 plus 1. Not the best. Wish it was like D6. That'd be kind of cool. I guess whatever. At least it's gonna have 4 attacks, so it's not the worst thing in the world. 4 attacks, or it might. No, no. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. So it's gonna be at least 2 attacks. Regen of 6 plus. So it has Action Seeker. Beast of Nurgle can issue and accept challenges as if they were characters. Interesting. Then we got Slime Trail. Enemies do not receive combat result bonuses for attacking the flank or rear of the models with the special rule. Interesting. All right. So I don't know if I would take this, but sounds kind of fun. Most of this, I gotta say, I'm liking Nurgle more than anything right now. I don't know. Not more than anything, but I think like overall, I think they're just gonna be kind of tough. Next, we got Kugath Plague Father. I'm guessing he's an unclean one. Yes, he is. Okay, so Kugath, he actually rides a palanquin. I don't know how they can lift his fat ass up though. Um, these things just look crazy. So Kugath comes in a palanquin. It's a monster level 1 wizard. Uses a spell from Lore of Nurgle. Has it's a demon Nurgle, demonic, extreme contagion, hatred of dwarves. Okay, we have demonic gifts. It's Nurgling infestation, slime trail. See the demonic gifts section. We'll check that out. So before we get to the points, we have necrotic missiles. This shooting attack is fired. This shooting attack is fired according to the rules for a stone thrower. Okay, except Kugas may move but not march and fire. Has a following profile, so he'll only be able to move. So it's 12 to 36 inch range, strength 5 and 5. So is it just a stone thrower with strength 5? Because usually the middle one. So basically anything that's hit by it is going to be strength 5. Ignores armor saves, slow to fire. So you can't stand and shoot with it. But man, that is brutal. It's just built in. Um, yeah, that's crazy. In the event of a misfire, Kugas has accidentally squashed the Nurgling, and the shot has no effect. So it doesn't even really do anything bad, other than you can't fire. This guy's gonna be scary. He's strength 6, toughness 7, 7 wounds, initiative 4, 6 attacks, leadership 9, weapon skill 6. I mean, this guy's just scary. Um, yeah. Epidemius, Mega King, Reckon of Mortality. Let's see what this guy is. Okay, this guy's crazy looking. This guy is an infantry, special characters, his weapon skill 5, strength 5, toughness 5, 2 wounds, so it's more like a hero type of character, 3 attacks, leadership 8. Also rides in on a palanquin as well. It's demonic, demon of Nurgle, demonic, large target 2, locus of virulence. Um, okay. The tally of pestilence. Okay, so whilst Epidemius is still alive, keep account of all unsaved wounds caused by demons of Nurgle, friend or foe, and by spells of Lord Nurgle. As the start of each of your turns, consult the table below to determine the effect of the tally of pestilence. Note that these effects are cumulative. If Epidemius is killed, these effects are immediately lost. So, okay. So, that's on the table below to determine the effect. Okay, just depending how many wounds. Oh, you count all the unsaved wounds by caused by demons of Nurgle, friend or foe. So 7 plus all demons of Nurgle, friend or foe, gain plus 1 strength. 14 or plus, you'd have to do a shitload of wounds. 0 to 6 is nothing. 14 plus all demons of Nurgle get plus 1 toughness. 21 plus, I mean, this is a shitload of wounds you'd have to do. All demons of Nurgle, friend or foe, gain the killing blow special rule, and then reward for 28 plus is rewards. Reroll ward saves. So, I mean, it is what it is. At least if you get 7, it's pretty cool. We have Horticulus Slimux. Okay. Horticulus is having a little bit of a bowel problem here. I guess he rides something. He rides a mulch, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 4 attacks, weapon skill 3. That's this some bitch. Just like I don't even know. Got a ton of legs. Horticulus, weapon skill 5, strength ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 5, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, initiative 4, leadership 8. So good old horticulture here has some cool rules. I guess that locus of fecundity, which I'll have to remember which these two are. This one had the locus, the other locus, right? Locus of virulence. Okay. Um, so, anyways, good old horticulus has beast handler, friendly beast of Nurgle within 8 inches of horticulus Slimux reroll, failed charge rolls, and 2 hit rolls of 1. I like that. That is good. Friendly beast of Nurgle. Okay, so that's only beast of Nurgle. So It is what it is. Excuse me. All right, so that's not bad, I guess. If you're gonna you gotta take them in tandem, then you have in death there is life. All friendly demons of Nurgle get region 6+ rule while they are within 6 inches of Horticulus. Then we have cultivating the Garden of Nurgle. Once during the battle, at the start of your turns, you can set up a Venom Thicket. See the Warhammer rulebook within 3 inches of Horticulus and more than 1 inch away from any other model or dangerous terrain feature. You also have Slime Trail, so we'll check that out here in a second. Oh yeah, I think that's the one where. Oh yeah, that's the one where they cannot get the flank or rear bonuses, I think. All right, so first up is as far as the magic item goes. This goes for Kugath or whatever, the unclean character. Has Nurgling Infestation. Also has that Slime Trail, but that's really just that flanks and rank bonuses that don't count or whatever. So no need to look that up. But this is a 25-point item apparently. This one is only for great unclean ones. At the start of your turns, one of your unit of Nurglings within 6 inches of him automatically regains D6 wounds lost earlier in battle. Cool. Yeah. One more thing I'm going to show you is that for Horticulus or whatever, we do have the Venom Thicket. So any model in a Venom Thicket has poison attacks. Um, it only applies to close combat. However, any model moving through a Venom Thicket must make a dangerous transit test to represent the attempt to fend off venomous critters within. So I wonder if when you move through it, you'll have to take a dangerous train, but I guess your enemies would have to take it if they charge in. So I guess that's something to consider. All right, so here we got Kugath up first. I'm just going in order of where what page they're on. Kugath is 510 points, so pretty damn pricey, but he is a great unclean one with some. He's a level 1 wizard, and he does have that Nurgling infestation thing, which helps him regain D6 wounds and the slime trail. So he rides a palanquin, so I guess they would have to allocate it or divide the shooting shots if they shot them. He has that extreme contagion too and poison attack, so he's a beast, but you might be better off with just a regular and clean one. Not sure. We'll go with Epidemius first. He is only a 2-wound character, which that part kind of scares me. For 205 points for a 2-wound character, that's just, and he's a large target too, so basically like kind of like Monstrous Infantry. Also rides a palanquin as well. Demonic has the locus of virulence. If I remember correctly, that locus of virulence is I think it's a 6 of ward. Let me double check. I did take a picture of it earlier. Yes, so it's no, the locus of virulence is the one where all models in him and all models in the unit may automatically win in close combat onto hit rolls of 6+. So pretty nice. So basically old school poison. I like that. And then he has the tally of pestilence, which was that. Oh, that's the one where basically, however many wounds you do that round at a certain threshold, you get certain perks. Okay, so pretty interesting, but at the same time, like I said, he's on a palanquin on his own, so I see him getting targeted by spells or shooting, But at least he has toughness 5, but still. Then after that, we got Horticulus. Let's go look at Horticulus. He's 300 points for another 2-wound character. He's the monstrous coward, special character in monstrous cavalry. Um, yeah, he does have a great weapon. So that is strength 7 attacks. But I mean, yeah, I guess he'll get if he charges, he'll get plus something on the initiative. What is it on the chart? I think you get +1 initiative with great weapons. I think that's what it is. So he'd be at initiative -2, but +1 for charging. So just at initiative 3. Maybe I'm wrong about that. He also has that. He has the locus of fecundity, which that one is just the model, and all models in his unit have a 6+ regen save as well. So there's that. Yeah, just too expensive. I don't think I would take either one of these guys, to be honest. I don't like these 200, 300 point characters like this that you can't hide in a bunker, Maybe there's a way you can do that. And you can let me know in the comments below if you know something I don't. Maybe I'm missing something here. Is that the last one? Oh no, we have the Beasts of Nurgle, which the Beasts of Nurgle, again, this is probably the lot I'm just like, I don't think I would take these. I guess you could take a couple of these, and these could be a roadblock, right? So you get 3 of these. 55 times 3 is 150, 165 points. You've got 12 wounds at toughness 5, and they have strength. Um, I mean, they would be monstrous infantry with a 5 up ward, right? And a 6 up regen, I guess. So there's that. But still just weapon skill 3, and then they have D3 plus 1 attacks. And they do have poison attacks, just plus 1 a wound. But yeah, I don't know if I would take these either, man. I think they would just. I don't know. Maybe I'll take like 2 of them just to be a little bit of a pest, if anything. So I mean, yeah, it's just not a lot of attacks. D3 plus 1. I mean, you're. I mean, the most you can get is 4 attacks out of two, 8 attacks out of 2 of them, and that's if they both roll, 5 or 6. So, I mean, most common things though, maybe they'll roll, like they'll get like 4 or 5 attacks per round, 4 attacks per round maybe. It's just not a lot of damage. I guess and they don't get thunderstomp, right? So there's that. So and very low weapon skill, so I just don't like it too much. I don't know. Maybe just for them to deal with, just to have something for them to shoot up. So whatever. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, y'all. Next up is the Keeper of Secrets. Move on to the Slanesh army. All right, so let's check this out. This is like the sex, drugs, and rock and roll version of Chaos, which, one boob hanging out, a couple of lobster claws, and a sword, and a long, long tongue. I mean, it's just crazy with goat legs. I guess I don't know. This thing's crazy looking. Um, Anyways, this thing's got movement 10. It's weapon skill 8. Now this thing is a beast. Weapon skill 8, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wounds, initiative 9, 6 attacks, leadership 9. Uses the lore Slanesh. By the way, I went and checked it is a demon of Slanesh. I went and checked the rules again. It's basically just a refresher. It's they hate corn units, and then they get armor piercing 2 on their attack. So whoopity doo. All right. So this Keeper Secret has all enemy units within 6 inches of the Keeper Secrets suffer -1 weapon skill and initiative. Has no effect on Demons of Slanesh. Okay. I mean, pretty solid stats up here. Nothing too crazy here. So I guess they're just might be. We'll see what kind of wizard they are. If they're a certain level already or what. After that, we have the Infernal Enrapturesis. All right. These some kind of muses. What do these things look like? Kind of look like dark elves there a little bit. A dark elf sorceress or something. I don't know. Anyhow, the Infernal Enrapture S. Crazy name. Scott, weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 6, strength 4, toughness 3. Is it like a elf demon? Initiative 8. And those are like elfish stats. 5 attacks, leadership 8. It is demonic and Demon of Slanesh. Has discordant disruption. All enemy unit, all enemy wizards within 18 inches of an infernal rapturous, whose casting roll contains any double suffers a strength 4 hit for each double roll. So that's kind of scary, and that's pretty good range, 18-inch range. That's decent, I guess. Let's see what else you got. Got harmonic alignment. All demons of Slanesh within 6 inches of an infernal rapturous may reroll failed ward saves. Pretty solid. Versatile instrument. During the shooting phase, she can play either cacophonous melody or euphonic blast. These are musical attacks. So we've got cacophonous melody, 18-inch range, string 4, multiple shots, 2d6, pretty solid. And then we've got euphonic blast, 24-inch, string 6, multiple wounds, d3. So how does this? I guess it just works with her ballistic skill, which she's ballistic skill 6. So that's kind of scary because it's like a little. It's basically like a bolt thrower. This other one's more like it's like a bolt thrower, pretty much. Really, is what it is. Except this one doesn't have that thing where it. How does it work? Does it work like a bolt thrower? I guess it just hits one thing. That's what I'm guessing. So it has like a little an aura of making wizards miscast, and it has a little shooting thing, and it has 5 attacks, but only strength 4, unless it's sword or whatever helps it. I guess it is armor piercing too, so that does help. So it's going to be -3 on the armor saves for it. So that's pretty solid against high saved kind of stuff, right? So bunch of stuff here. Let's check one more. Let's see what else we got here from these freaking Slaneshi people. Okay, we'll check out the Herald as well. So these are like the generic guys. So the Herald of Slanesh is weapon skill, very elfish stats again. Just like an elf master, I guess. Movement 6. Oh, movement 6 though. Wait, what was the movement on this? on this thing. Movement is 6. So these things are fast as shit. I mean, the other one was movement 10. Damn, so Slanesh is fast. Okay, pretty cool. I think I like that. I mean, toughness 3 is always going to be a challenge with this kind of stuff. Especially when you don't have an if you don't have an armor save. So we got Herald of Slanesh, movement 6, pretty fast. Weapon skill 7, high weapon skill, ballistic skill 6, stream 4, toughness 3, 4 attacks, 2 wounds, leadership 8. Um, it can be upgraded to a wizard using Lore Slanesh. We got some upgrades here, so let's take a look at these upgrades. We got the Locus of Grace. Just off of this, let's see which one I like, and then we'll go and see which one I like according to the points value. Locus of Grace. This model and all models in your unit automatically pass the dangerous terrain test, lookout surge test, and characteristic tests, but not leadership tests. So characteristic tests, I guess that would be, yeah. Sometimes look at those can be bad. So I wonder, like, there are some like spells. Does that mean it that they pass spell tests that, like, let's say something gets killed if it doesn't pass a strength test? I'm guessing so. That's pretty solid if it is. Either way, that's not bad. But I'm not sure how that works out with the characteristic test for like a spell or something like that. I'm guessing it does. Locus of Swiftness. This model, all models in the unit gain ASF, so always strikes first. Pretty solid. And then we have Locus of Beguilement, which is all enemy units in base contact with this model or model in the unit are subject to always strikes last special rule. So this one basically gives them like great weapons. This one gives you rerolls if you have higher initiative. So I would probably take this one over this just because you might get the rerolls if you, since it looks like these guys are high initiative. They're like chaos or demonic elves. So yeah. All right. First up, we got the Keeper of Secrets, 430 points. I mean, it's a level 1 wizard. Demonic, Central Barrage. Uh, yeah, just pretty solid. You can give him a shield. Uh, Wizard levels 35 points per level. Demonic gifts up to 100 points. Pretty solid. I mean, that's pretty solid for strength 6, toughness 6, 430 points. And it's a level 1 wizard. And you can give them a shield to give them give them an armor save. So yeah, not too bad, I guess. Pretty expensive. I mean, I say not too bad, but still 430 points. Let's look up the next one. I mean, I'm sure you can kit this mofo out pretty good with some of these things. Um, yeah, let's check out the next one, which is the Infernal Enrapturess, 195 points. Has a hand weapon. Versatile. I mean, we saw that earlier. Just got the artifacts, 100 points. 195 points for that. I mean, I don't know. I guess yeah, it'd be good to have it just for the miscasting. Not too crazy, and but it's not a wizard. I don't know, for some reason I thought she would be a wizard, but it's more like a. I guess she does have 5 attacks, so there's that. But if you add a magic item, you can probably do some damage with these kind of stats. If you could do something about toughness, that'd be great. So there's that. But yeah, pretty solid. I don't know if I would take it, but it might be interesting. It's not bad. It's not bad. Then we've got the next one, which is the Herald of Slanesh. All right. Herald of Slanesh is down here on this next one. Come on, computer. Here we go. 100 points. 10 points less. You can see why, though. It's toughness 3, it's just not quite as good. It does have 4 attacks. Herald of Slanesh, you can make it a wizard. Oh, a Herald of Slanesh that is a wizard uses spells from the Lord of Slanesh. So yeah, whatever. Then we got, yeah, you'd have to upgrade into a wizard. Put it on Steed. Put Locus of Grace, was just 20. Grace was the, what was the Grace? Hold on, let's look at the Grace. So the Grace was basically you can pass lookout surge and characteristic tests. I don't know if it does work out for like spells and shit like that. Then I think that's a great one because, I mean, not to mention you can't get hit. You're basically going to be saving your BSB, from like cannonballs and shit like that too. So, of course, you'll have to watch out for sniper, but you'd have to watch out for that no matter what. Locus of Swiftness 50 points. Locus of Beguilement 50 points. I would take the Locus of Swiftness over the Always Strikes Last. I guess, you know what, the good thing about that Beguilement is that it means anybody in base contact. Hold on, let's see. It's a unit. So let's say you're getting charged from all sides. Your guys would be attacking first on everything, unless something else had, always strikes first or whatever. So I can see that being quite valuable too. So I'd say, yeah, you know what? Having always strikes first. You know what though? No, but it's the same thing though. It's basically the same thing except you would get rerolls with swiftness. So I'm silly. So I'd rather have the locus of swiftness because it's basically the same thing except you would get rerolls and it's the same price. So I don't see any reason why the locus of beguilement even exists, other than is there? I guess the only thing you yeah. Okay, so the only thing I can see it being like super helpful for is if like well think about it, like if something else has always strikes first and you have always strikes first, you'd go at the same time, but they wouldn't get rerolls. I guess that's the best thing. I would take yeah, I would just take always strikes first. I mean, that's a very specific situation. I don't know. Y'all can let me know what y'all think, but I would take always. I would take the locus of swiftness, and if you don't have the points of which is very possible with this army, at least take the locus of grace for saving your BSB and shit like that, and also possibly passing any characteristics tests. For instance, like if you play Skaven, you'd have to pass like a toughness test or take a wound, with no armor save. Of course, you would still have a ward save, but still. Why risk it? It's only a 5 award save, right? I will say one thing. It's probably my least favorite Herald of the lot. In fact, I would say Herald and Nurgle number one. I mean, strength 5, toughness 5. I mean, you can turn it into a wizard if you want to. You can put it on all these cool stuff. I just think so far, I'm loving Nurgle, even though I find the models kind of nasty to look at. I think they're pretty cool. So I would say probably Nurgle 1, maybe um, Nurgle 1, and then I would say, Corn 2. I mean, this is the Herald of Zinch is only strength 3, toughness 3. So, um, but you know what? It is a level 1 wizard, so that's pretty solid. So I guess you could have a BSB that's a wizard already. So this is not bad. I would say this is above. Yeah, I would say definitely Nurgle Herald 1. I would say probably this one 2, just because you have a wizard BSB, which is pretty solid. I don't know. No, I would say this is 3, and then I would say Herald of Corn 2. So 2 has 6 up armor save, strength 5, strength 6 really with the yeah. This is pretty solid. I would say this 2, this 3, and then the yes. Slanesh 4. All right, y'all. Next up is Demonettes, whatever. And I've come to the conclusion that these are just is just a Witch Elf Chaos Dark Elf army. um, like a Witch Elf Chaos army is really what it is, because basically that's what they are. I mean, they look like them. They've got lobster claws for hands. I mean, terrible hand job. Oh god. All right. So, I mean, they're fast as shit. They do have armor piercing, so I see that, but they're gonna just get shot the fuck up. So, you better take care of them. And we have to see what these points are. So, they're movement 6, weapon skill 5, string 3 toughness. So, if you buff them up, with magic or whatever, uh, I mean, get lower beasts off, like Weisson's Wildflower, they're gonna be pretty fucking tough. Initiative 5, 2 attacks each, 3 on the champion infantry. That's for the demonettes, and we got the seekers up next. We're gonna look up 4 of these. I already kind of just took a peek at these. These which ones are these? Seekers of Slanesh. This is the fast cavalry. I like the way these guys look. Because they ride a steed, which is movement 10. They're fast cavalry, poisoned attacks. That's for the steed of Slanesh only. They're demonic. I mean, they're just all good, except of course toughness 3. Then you have the steeds of Slanesh. There's this special, rules for them. Basically, they do have poison attacks, fast cavalry, the strength 3, toughness 3. I mean, it's basically the same stuff, but it gets to get their own little page in the book. After that, we do have Fiends of Slanesh, which these guys are like monstrous infantry, pretty cool. Plus, that's pretty freaking metal. Uh, but Fiends of Slanesh is a monstrous beast. Does have a special role to here. So I guess this is like the no, dude. Their movement 10. What the heck? This is scary. Weapon skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4. Oh, you know what? What was interesting about these the steed of Slanesh is that it has initiative 5. So pretty good against humans. You could get some wounds and stuff like that. And they have poison attacks, so I guess they're decent little steeds. Anyways, going back to the fiends. Fiends are weapon skill 4, movement 10, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 6, 3 attacks, 7 leadership. They have the soporific musk. Sounds like a cool cologne, huh? Models in base contact basically get -1 to weapon skill and initiative, so pretty solid. I mean, they probably have a higher initiative than most things to begin with. So, all right, y'all. So real quick, a steed of Slanesh. All that you really need to see here is how much it costs to put it on, or to put someone on. Is 25 points, which I think it's a pretty decent little thing here. 25 points for something with poison attacks, movement 10. Wait, is that right? Movement 10? I know I just saw it earlier. Hold on, movement 10. Here it is, Steed of Slanesh. Where's it at? Yeah, movement 10. Poison attacks, initiative 5. I mean, kind of cool little steed. Not bad. This is going to be the Daemonets. The Daemonets are 12 points per model. You can take full command for 25 points. You can have a magic standard, 25 points. I mean, shoot, you put banner swiftness on them. I don't know. I think with these you got to give them like, I mean, maybe not magic resistance. They need something because they're gonna get shot the hell up by shooting if they go against the shooty army. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe just take a big block of them. I don't know. I mean, 20 of them is 240 points plus full command, 265, and then you put a banner under, or let's say maybe you don't have a magic standard, but still 260 or yeah, 265 points for 20 of them. Yikes. Yeah, that's a lot of attacks, but they got to be dealt with because if you can boost them up with magic or some other way, um, that's going to be tough to deal with, or it's going to be something to deal with because of all that high initiative that they have, and you can put a character in there gives them always strikes first. They'll be re-rolling shit, and that could be really bad. But that is depending upon that shit, upon basically you're going to buff them up. Anyhow, next one we have after that is going to be the Demonettes. Next up is the Seekers. The Seekers are right here. Seekers are the fast cavalry, 22 points. Definitely like this. 30 points to upgrade to full command. I mean, fast cavalry, poison attacks on steeds. I mean, what sucks is that there's no shooting with these guys. 25 point standard as well. But still, 5 of these, what is it, 100, 110 points for fast cavalry. That moves fast as shit, basically like flyers, without needing to. I mean, of course, you won't be able to fly, but still, weapon skill 5. But really, no armor save. That's what I find really hard at toughness 3. No armor save, just a word save. That's tough, you know. But that's the deal with these guys. They got their good and their bad. I just find they're just gonna get mulched up. After that, we have, but I love fast cavalry. We have the fiends up next, which are on page 221. Let's go down here. Fiends of Slanesh, 55 points per model, movement 10. I mean, these guys are scary as fuck. I mean, I like this because I mean they are only strength 4, but still, you can have one of them. Okay, you can just have one just chilling. I mean, that's a pretty cool. I don't know why you would just have one. That seems a little silly. I would take like a group of 3 of them at the very least. I just think it's crazy. You can have one, but with one little 55 point model, I don't see the point of it. But put a couple of them, and then I mean, if you put one, that's a tough little sucker that's gonna go do some hunting. You know what I mean? So I guess it's not that bad, right? You could have them hunt war machines. They have to be dealt with too, right? So yeah, that's something. Well, there's no more stomp, so that does take something away. But weapon skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 attacks, 3 wounds. I mean, you got to deal with it. All right, next up we got the Seeker Chariots, y'all. I already took a look at some of these. These drawings are kick-ass. The movement 9 on these Seeker Chariots, strength 4, toughness 4, wounds 4. That's not the greatest. We'll see how much they're worth. The Exalted Chariot has 8 wounds, so now you're talking. We'll have to see what the difference in price is on those two. So let me put a little note here. Exalted Chariot. See what that looks like. Does have a Demonette on top with 2 attacks and a Lurus on top with 3 attacks. So basically that's regular demon and champion, and then you have a steed of Slanesh as well. Or how many steeds is it? Does it say on here? Steeds on. I imagine it's at least two, but we'll check here. All right. So special rules on this are is that it has 2d6 impact hits. Exalt. Oh, that's on the exalted chariot only. So 1d6 on the regular one. I'm guessing that's my takeaway. Then we have the totem of endless pleasure. Somebody call me. No, I'm just kidding. What? I'm 40 years old. I'm freaking 40 years old. any demons, any demon of Slanesh whose unit is within 6 inches of us of a herald or an exalted chariot or of Slanesh benefits from the herald's locus exactly as if it were in the same unit. So if they have a locus on them, it gives them that benefit. So that's pretty cool. It can help them get a little bit more strength, poison attacks, whatever that was. Oh no, it's not the strength. It's yeah, it's the other one. So you can have always strikes. So pretty cool. Not bad. We'll have to see how much these suckers are worth. Next up, we got the Hellflayers, or a Hellflayer. Not sure what the. Oh wait, I think this one's a shrine. No, this is a chariot too. So crazy looking chariot. Looks like a bunch of bones. I guess. I don't know. Movement 9, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds. The crew has the Nulurs. So very similar. So I'm saying, what's different? Oh, it has a 6+ armor save. Let's see, does that one have an armor save? Yeah, they both have 6+ armor save. So there's that. 6+ armor save. Jesus. 4 wounds and then just regular stuff. What is the difference here? Let's see. What does it do? Soul Scent. If a Hellflayer causes one or more unsaved wounds with its impact hits, the Allurus receives a number of bonus attacks equal to the number of the unsaved wounds. This bonus lasts until the end of the turn. I don't know if this is worth it. We'll have to see in the points. But so far, I'm the least wowed by Slanesh so far. They have some cool stuff. But yeah, contorted epitomes. All right, not sure what the hell this is. Movement 6, weapon skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 4 attacks. This is a shrine. Has the gift of power. This is demonic. Gift of power for each friendly contorted epitome on the battlefield and your own magic phase. Add 1 dice to your power pool. I do like that. Swallow energy. A contorted epitome swords is increased by +1 for every point of strength above 3 that every attack targeting it has. So against strength 4 it has a 4 up, strength 5 it has a 3 up, and so on. So you can get up to a 2 up ward save, especially. So that's going to be great against cannonballs. So I do like that. Then we've got that's a really cool. That's a really cool. Yeah, I do like that. That's a really cool role right there. We have horrible fascination. Horrible fascination at the start of the enemy's turn. Each enemy unit that is within 12 inches or more of this and has line of sight must also pass a psychology test. If failed, the unit may not move in that movement phase. So pretty cool to get them away from charging you. Um, so that affects them if they're it just has a bubble. So that's pretty brutal right there. I do like that. Then we have acquiescence, which is a bound spell of level 3. Basically, it's the acquiescence spell from the lore of Slanesh. We'll have to check that up. All right, y'all. Let's just go straight to the acquiescence. Okay, it's a 7+ spell to cast on a 3+ with that bound spell. Let's see, am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay. Hex spell, 24-inch range. Target unit has always strike last and random movement. D6 special rules until the start of the next magic phase. Pretty cool. You can extend this to 48 inches and it becomes a 9+. So I guess you just get the base one of that. I like that because that basically gives up a turn in it. When you have a game like this where you only have 6 turns, the movement is super important. I like that spell. I do think that's pretty solid for 3 and can definitely turn things in your favor. Really like that. So I'm liking this contorted epitome thing. Pretty cool. The Exalted Seeker Chariot, and there's a reason I had this here. Well, just so you know, it's 100. Here it is. It's 190 points for this chariot. It's drawn by 3 Daemons, of course. It does have 4 seeds on it. Okay, we'll see if the regular chariot has 4 or 2. We'll check that. But I do like that it has 8 wounds. So this is something that's pretty solid. And has a totem of endless pleasure as well, which, I mean, everything's pretty sexual Slanesh anyway, so my comment earlier wasn't too far off. uh, so yeah, I mean, 190 points is just such an expensive chariot. Oh, yeah, I went to the wrong thing here. That's why. Secret Chair's down here. Just a second. Of course, it's got to be special. I'm stupid. All right, so it is drawn by two steeds, as you can see down here. That's for the regular chair. The other one is for everything is doubled up. It's only 80 points, so I say just because 80 points and it's got a shitload of attacks from the crew on top with good weapon skill, has a terrible armor save and would have a 5-up ward save, I guess. But then you could. It does have pointed attacks. I just see it being something to cause a little bit of misdirection. So I can see that being coming into play. Whatever, it is what it is. It's an 80 a cheap chariot, or cheap-ish. I guess I could say about that. Let's move on to the next thing we got. I would probably take one just to see how it fares, and also it could be some. I mean, it's got some range, so a lot of chariots are like moving 7 sometimes. Next thing we got is the Hellflare, which is over here. We've got the Hellflare of Slanesh. It is a rare item, it looks like, which I don't know if I like it being a rare. I did think it had that Soul Scent was kind of cool, if I remember correctly. I may have to look back that up again because I forgot what it did. But anyways, the Hellflare of I remember I liked it. Hellflare Slanesh, 100 points, only 100 points, 6 up our armor save. Basically like a regular thing, but you know what? Before we're done, we'll go back and check that rule again because I did like a lot of stuff from the Contorted Epitome, but then I kind of forgot what this one was. But I mean, it's a more expensive chariot, but let's see if that Soul Scent it makes it worth it. Okay, that's what it was. So the Hellflare it causes one or more unsaved wounds on impact hits, then you get that many more bonus attacks. So 20 points is possibly a get more strength 3 attacks. I mean, you have the Demonette crew. Then you have the Allurus. It's just 2 people on it, so you have 5 attacks base, right? Is it really worth it to get? Okay, you have 5 attacks base, and then you're gonna have what? Maybe on average 3 impact, maybe 2. Let's say 2 impact hits, so you have 2 more. So 7 attacks on the charge, right? Something like that. Let's say that's kind of the norm. Maybe 8 at the most, right? Uh, at strength 3, I mean, you don't get anything. You got 2 so you get 2 Demonettes. So that's basically 4 attacks plus 3. That's 7. Then let's say maybe you get 10 attacks. So 10 attacks, 10 straight 3 attacks on top, right? So there's that. Then you have poison attacks from the steeds, but that's kind of normal with the chariot. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'd maybe take it just because, but I don't know. I think I'd rather not, and I'll tell you why. Because the epitome thing is so good. Like I like all the rules on. Wait, was it not a rare unit? I think I was looking. Oh, it's a special unit. My mistake, guys. Sorry about that. So that makes sense. So the contorted epitome, I can see why it's rare. 175 points. This thing is solid. It's got that thing that helps out with war save. It has the acquiescence spell. It has a thing that helps you with the dice. This thing is a must take. I think. I think this is my favorite thing on this army so far. On this version of the Chaos Army and Demons of Chaos Army. So really really like it. I think this is solid as shit and good toughness on it as well. You could take a couple of these, even better, right? So pretty impressed by this one. All right, y'all. Next up, we got some Slaneshi characters. Okay, we've got Shalaxi Hellbane, Monarch of the Hunt. This is just crazy how fast they are. Movement 10, weapon skill 9, strength 6, toughness 6, ballistic skill 5, initiative 10, strength 6, leadership 9. I mean, this thing is ridiculous. So level 2 withered, no spells from Lord Slanesh. Has the sensual barrage. Also has irresistible challenge, whatever that is. Um, I'll have to be reminded what that central barrage was. So irresistible challenge. Enemy characters who refuse the challenge from Trilaxi Hellbane suffer a D3 strength 5 hits, which ignores all armor saves. That could kill a character. That's scary. After that, we've got so that's really scary. Yikes! I mean, because she's gonna destroy anything. She's initiative 10, right? Unless they have ASF. Then she's got a Soul Piercer spear. When fighting in the challenge, Shalaxi Helbin has heroic killing blow. This is a crazy character. Then we got Shining Aegis, magic armor. It's a shield. Gives her magic resistance 1 as well. Then she's got the Cloak of Constriction, a talisman. All models attempting to strike Shalaxi Hellbane in close combats must pass a strength test or lose 1 attack. Man, this is one. This is one solid character. Scary as hell, and it's a monster, right? So, come on. Uh, level 2 wizard monster with Sensual Barrage. Let's look up that. We'll look up that Sensual Barrage here in a little bit. Let me remind myself to do that. Sensual Barrage, Sensual. Maybe we'll look up something else here too. Okay, so next we got Sileski, Vengeful Legions, whatever. This is a monstrous infantry character. It's Sil and Eske. Okay, all right. So rides Eske. Guess that's some kind of steed. So the character on top has weapon skill 7, strength 4. I guess you use the toughness of Eske. Ballistic skill 6, 4 attacks, basic elfish kind of stuff. But it's monstrous infantry that is riding, so it's movement 8, weapon skill 8, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, toughness 5, 5 wounds, initiative 8 on a monster. That's crazy. 5 attacks, leadership 9. Has higher leadership than Sil. Causes terror, demonic, and then Demon of Slash, of course. Has deadly symbiosis. For each successful roll to hit by Sil, Eske may reroll 1 failed to hit roll in the same phase. Pretty cool. I like that. Lithe and Swift, Sil Eske may reroll failed charge and pursuit rolls. Solid. Subvert, at the start of each of your turns, one enemy character within 12 inches and line of sight of Selesky must take a psychology test. If failed, no units can use that model's leadership. You want to so they can't use the character's leadership if he fails the test. Not terrible, but hey, it's something to worry about. Yeah, especially if you don't have a BSB nearby, or if they don't have high leadership, or you have some kind of leadership, something bringing it down. Then we got Regal Authority. All friendly demons of Slanesh within 18 inches of Celestial reroll ones in close combat into hit. That is solid. Then we even have Demonic Gifts. We have the Axe of Dominion, great weapon. All attacks made by Eske automatically wound which ignores armor save, which solid. Man, this is a scary character too. We have the Scourging Whip, another magic weapon. All models in base contact with Celestial lose 1 attack. I mean, come on, this thing is ridiculous. These 2 characters are freaking scary. Whatever their points are, they're probably worth it, I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, with a 5-up board, it's still kind of hard to tell. I mean, Selesky is a level 2 wizard. This one is just a fighting character on Monsters Infantry. I mean, but damn. Come on, these weapons are crazy. We'll look up the Mask of Slanesh as well. Why not? The Mask of Slanesh. We'll do 3 at a time. Movement 10, weapon skill 7, strength 4, toughness 3. Ballistic skill 6, only 2 wounds, so it's like a hero type character. 5 attacks, leadership 8. Has a 3-up ward save. Wow. Demon of Slanesh ward save is 3 plus for this one. So, this has Eternal Dance. At the start of each of the controlling player's combat phases, the mask must choose one dance to perform from the list given below. These abilities target one enemy unit, which may be in close combat or in combat. Each dance has a range of 12 inches and not require line of sight. Until the end of the phase, the target suffers a penalty to the characteristic stated to a minimum of 1. So we have this the Flesh Spasm Polka, -1 strength. That's the worst one. Then you have the Waltz of Lethargy, -3 initiative. I'd say this is the best. Then leadership, then initiative. Like, they're all bad. So this is pretty solid if you can get her within 12 inches of them without them charging her. So there's that. So yeah, I'd say you don't want the Flesh Spasms Polka in there, and then each of these could really screw up your shit. So pretty solid. But yeah, movement 10. It's so weird to have a character like this with movement 10. But yeah, with 3 aboard save, pretty solid. By the way, guys, that Sensual Barrage was the thing where they have a little bubble where it's -1 to weapon skill and initiative. Okay, so pretty cool little bubble for that. So pretty solid. By the way, that Sensual Barrage is a 6-inch range. By the way, okay. So Shalaxi is 555 points, and Shalaxi is pretty brutal. I mean, she's one of the better characters, I'd say. I'd say these two characters are pretty awesome, Shalask and Celesk. I just think they're solid. I mean, Celeste's pretty badass too. 5 wounds. Come on now, 350 points. Does have light armor. Does Shalesk get? I don't know. I think they're pretty. They're probably some of the better characters I've seen, to be honest. Yeah, just solid. So yeah, we got those two. Next up, we got the mask. Let's look up the mask real quick. I think the mask is just a hero. Yeah, it's a hero. So the mask is 160 points. With a 3-up ward save, 160 points, and has that little 12-inch bubble. I mean, has a 12-inch eternal dance bubble. I think that's pretty solid. All these three of these characters, I like them. I like all three of them. These are probably the best characters, at least the best little lineup of characters. So, although I don't think they have the strongest units, which on their own, I guess, holistically, like altogether, they probably do work well. But I think these characters on their own are freaking solid. All right, y'all. I'm excited. We're gonna move on to the lores here in just a second because this is the last bit of guys. First, we have Demon Princess, which is cool. I mean, these guys look metal as shit. Most of this chaos stuff looks metal as shit. Okay, Demon Princess, movement 8, weapon skill 8, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, toughness 5, 5 wounds. It's just monstrous infantry. Initiative 8, 5 attacks, 9 leadership. Just scary. They can use. You can have a. They are wizards and they can use fire, metal, death, or shadow. Uh, if it is a demon of Tzeentch, Nurgle, or Slanesh, it will use Tzeentch, Nurgle, or Slanesh respectively. So, uh, yeah. So if you have Corn, you can use. Okay. So they have to use that if it's one of those demons. But if it's a demon of Corn, I'm guessing you can use fire, metal, death, or shadows. So that's what I'm taking away from this. Okay, fair enough. It's demonic and it does cause terror. Then after that, we have Chaos Furies. Chaos Furies are just little harassers. Thing that's crazy, and they have hair for some reason. They just have like this crazy looking hair. They're like gargoyles. Basically, they are movement 4, but they do fly. They are expendable, so it means they only panic other expendable things, but they are demonic, so they're immune to psychology. Strength 3, toughness 3, 2 attacks each, initiative 4. So these are basically just harassers. Leadership 2, so that's kind of scary. Um, Yikes, that's terrible. They are fly 10, so it's cool. Next up, we got is the Soul Grinder, which is a big old monster. Movement 8, weapon skill 3, strength 6, toughness 7, 6 wounds 4, only 4 attacks. What does this thing do? It has a natural armor save of a 4 plus, so it's kind of like a little stank. Demonic natural armor 4 plus. This model can move but not march. Yikes! So it can only move 8 at a time. Still shoot and still shoot one of its weapons. So it's got weapons it shoots. Okay. We have Caught by the Iron Claw. Immediately before the Soul Grinder makes attacks, nominate one model in base contact with the Soul Grinder. That model must pass an initiative test. If failed all the attacks the Soul Grinder makes against that model, this turn hit automatically. So you have 4 hits at strength 6 automatic. Pretty bad. We have the Harvester Cannon. This allows the Soul Grinder to fire Grape Shot. If a misfire is rolled on artillery dice, the Soul Grinder instead suffers a wound with no save of any kind allowed. So let's take a look at the Grape Shot because we haven't really looked at this in a long time. I don't think I've ever had anybody use it against me. So Grape Shot. So the Grape Shot is 12-inch range, strength 5, armor piercing 1. Okay, is that it? So it's just one shot. Firing Grape Shot. To fire a Grape Shot, roll an artillery dice and a d6 to find out how many shots are fired. Oh, so you get different shots. So it's 12-inch range, you get that many shots. If it's a misfire, roll a d6, then you go to black powder charge. Okay, so it can have up to 6 hits. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So not bad. I mean, oops, wrong thing. Let's go back to our sheet. So yeah, you got a Grape Shot there. No saves allowed if you misfire. All right. It's only 1 wound though. Then we have a couple of upgrades here, which I am going to take a quick picture of, see which one we like the most based on the points. Let's see what we like at face value to start things off. Okay, so with the Soul Garden seems kind of cool though. We have this thing's crazy looking. Baleful Torrent. This follows the rules of a fire thrower. If a misfire is rolled on a artillery dice, the Soul Grinder suffers a wound with no save of any kind allowed instead of rolling on the chart. Not bad. So pretty cool. Fire thrower. Daemon Bone Claw. If Soul Grinder has a dimmable claw. It can exchange all of its attack for a single special attack. This is declared after the caught by the Iron Claw rules is resolved. This attack is resolved as Strength 10 and has multiple wounds D6. So it's like a claw. It's like a cannon, pretty much getting hit by a cannon. So that's pretty brutal. But it is just weapon skill 3, which is brutal. Then we have Phlegm Bombardment. This is a shooting attack. If fired according to is fired according to the rules for String 3 Stone Thrower, which does not have multiple wounds D6. If a misfire is rolled, then it suffers a wound without any kind of round. So you can upgrade these things. I think I like the Iron Claw better, even though it's. I mean, if you have 4 attacks, 2 of them will hit, and possibly you'll have 2. I mean, that's scary. This is obviously going to be a lot of points, I'm thinking. This one, not so much. Shooting attack is fired according to the rules for a String 3 Stone Thrower. Does not have. So, if I'm not mistaken, the Stone Thrower has a. In fact, we'll go to check it out. The Stone Thrower has the middle. It's going to be Strength 9 or something like that, I think. Damage Stone Thrower. But you don't get the D6. Touch models hit at the Stone Thrower. Oh, but only Strength 3. Um, but you don't get the D6 wounds. I mean, I don't like that. I mean, but I guess that's what it is, right? No D6 wounds, so just the Strength 3 or 3-inch template on that. And yeah, that's it. It's just a shooting attack. What is this shooting as far as? Oh, so use the same rules as Stone Thrower. Okay, all right. So it's something. Um, just an extra attack, an extra shooting attack. Oh, dear God, I just had a sneezing attack, y'all. Um, this is going to be the longest probably review out of all of the ones I've done, just because there's so much crap to look through. I mean, we still haven't gotten to the lores, but let's see. We've got the Warp Gaze is the last thing. It's a shooting attack fired according to the rules for Bolt Thrower. So I'd say just on face value, I'd say I will take this because I guess this is pretty solid. The Fire Thrower. Um, and we'll look up Fire Thrower real quick just to make sure, because I guess it's the same as like a Warp Fire Thrower. So Fire Thrower, Fire Thrower. I imagine use the teardrop shape. So this is kind of like a Fire Thrower. Yeah, it's definitely scary. Um, yeah, so this is definitely going to be pretty scary. I'd say this is probably pretty. I'd say the one I like the least is probably. In fact, let's just finish it. Or not physical attacks. Any unit suffering any casualty must take a panic test. So, panic test, not panic attack test, because it can make you have a panic attack. But I'd say number one is this one, because this is going to be pretty brutal. If it gets into contact with anything, then we'll have. This one's pretty good. I like the grape shot as well. The grape shot's kind of scary. I say 1, 2. I say maybe what, just because you. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd rather have the bolt thrower. Yeah, just on face value. We'll see what the points say. And then we have Bellicor. All right, this is the character Demon Prince. Let's see what we got. I have never looked him up, and he is on the cover and looks freaking awesome. I mean, it's just an awesome model. I've seen a lot of people paint him up, and he's just so cool. He's a level 4 wizard. Knows all the spells below. So, okay, he's a monster as well. Oh my goodness, he has his own special rules. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Bellicor's movement 8, weapon skill 9, ballistic skill 5, strength 6, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 10, initiative 8. Bellicor, he has bolt of light, dark light, magic missile, 18-inch range, D6 stream 5 hits. Pretty much just what do you call it? A little bit shorter range, but it's basically cast on a 6+. Yeah, that's a little high for this. Well, whatever. It's like the warp fire or whatever. What is it? Warp lightning from the Skaven. Then we have Nightmare. 6+ to cast. It's a hex spell, 24-inch range. Unit must take a panic test. Has no effect on models already in close combat. Okay, that's kind of bad. 24, pretty good range. 24 inches. That could make some chaff run off the board. We have Curse of the Dark Master. That's pretty bad too. Like, let's say you get in range of like a freaking like what do you call it? Well, I guess you can't panic. Can you panic a? Do war machines panic? Yeah, because they have to take tests and something's destroyed next to them, right? I wonder. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments below if y'all know. We have Curse of the Dark Master, 7 plus to cast, 24-inch range hex spell. Until the start of his next magic phase, the target suffer -1 hit-to-hit penalty in both shooting and close combat. Solid. These are all low cost. Well, pretty low cost. We have Fog of Death, 9 plus to cast, 18-inch range, direct damage spell, D6. Each unit. Oh, okay. Targets all units within 18 inches. D6 string 3 hits on all units. This would be good to take out some chaff and also, yeah, you gotta watch out for that. I mean, it's only strength 3, but still. Then we have Coils of the Serpent. Coils of the Serpent is a direct damage spell, 12 plus to cast, 12-inch range, targets a single model, even a character in the unit. The character must pass a toughness test. If failed, the model is crushed to death and is removed from play. No saves allowed. This is brutal. Oh my god. Uh, yeah, that could really, really. They have to dispel that. Can't afford to get rid of like a character or something like that. And it's just a model. It doesn't say only infantry or anything like that. He's demonic. He flies 8. Terror. I mean, yeah. The Dark Master. All enemy units within 12 inches of Bellicor suffer -1 to the leadership. Brutal, especially with that terror. Then we have, or I won't say brutal, but pretty good. Shadow form. Bellicor has a ward save 6 plus, and any missile attacks target him have a -2 to hit modifier. Pretty solid. I guess it's because of his chains or something. Um, Lord of Torment. If one or more enemy units fail to panic or break test during the previous turn after any rerolls or special rules, such as Hold Your Ground rule from the BSB, Bellicor receives D3 additional power dice in the magic phase, which only he can make use of. Any unused power dice are discarded at the end of the magic phase, so pretty solid. Pretty cool. Right? You can get some extra dice. Um, okay. So that happens once, but still, hey, it's an extra thing. Then we have Demonic Gifts. We have the Blade of Shadows, a magic weapon. Basically, just ignores all armor saves. Okay, yeah, just throw that in there. Why don't you? So, Bellicor is scary. Pretty freaking scary. All right, now let's go look at their points before we look into the actual lores. All right, so first up, I'm just going in order. We have Bellicor, 520 points. I mean, he's scary as hell. It'd be so much fun to take. I mean, why wouldn't you? Okay. After that, we got Demon Prince, 240 points. Wait, are Demon Princes level 4? No, they're level 1. You have to, yeah, you just have to purchase each one. They start at 240. So Demon Prince started at 240 points. You can give him 35 points per level. You can give him medium armor, so pretty cool. You can give him pretty good armor or decent armor save, 10 points for that. You can upgrade him to fly for 25 points. I mean, that'd be cool as shit. I mean, they're just gonna be so scary. To make him corn, 15 points. According to what I saw, the corn one. Let's see. So even here, Slanesh is only 5 points. So Demon of Corn is basically gonna be what I would choose, just because you have more range to cast spells, right? From different kinds of lores, right? Yeah, because yeah, they could use fire, metal, death, or shadow, which are pretty solid. Um, Although it just depends on what we see here on the corn lore and such. Uh, oh, interesting. Okay, so uh, any of these whatever demon you make them is going to be 15 points for first Nash, and then you have magic weapons you can use up to 150 for the Demon Prince. So yeah, Demon Prince is treated nicely. But yeah, pretty cool. After that, we've got the Chaos Furies, which are on page. Was that 218? I think it's 218. They're just going to be core. Yeah, Furies are a core unit. They better be. They're just pretty basic bitches. What you gonna do? But they're harassers, right? Chaos Furies are 14 points. A little pricey. 14 points per model, but they can do some damage. And we're grouping 5 of them, right? That's what 5 times 14, whatever that is. 70 points or whatever. I mean, cool. Yeah, 70 points, and you can have a little unit that's gonna fly and harass some war machines. But of course, at least they're immune to psychology, so they have to be dealt with. Okay. After that, we got page what is that? 223. The Soul Grinder starts off at 250 points, and you got upgrades. You can make him a Demon of Corn, 15 points, 10 for Zinch and Nurgle, and then Slanesh 5. And then you have the Claw was 25 points. I would give it the Claw. I guess you could do more than one thing. The Balfour Torrent, the phlegm. You know what? Let me look at these because I took a picture of them earlier. I'll definitely give it the claw. I think the claw, if it gets into contact with something, the claw, then that's going to be a good thing. So, yeah, I would give it the claw, the Demon Bone claw. I think that's going to be really scary if something comes close to it, or let's say a steam tank comes close to it. That could be really bad. And then the Belfort Torrent, 25 points. So you're talking 300 points there. I don't know. I don't really care for the Phlegm Bombardment, and I take. I mean, you could give him the warp gaze. So at the end of the day, you could have. Let's say you give him warp gaze with Belfort Torrent and then the Demon Bone Claw. You're looking at 315 points for kind of a scary monster. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, y'all. First lore up to bat is going to be Lore of Zinch. Okay, let's see what the fires have changed lore attribute is. When the demon casts a spell from Lore of Zinch that causes one or more unsaved wounds, choose a unit of pink cores or screamers within 12 inches. Roll a d6 for each wound caused. If it is a unit of pink cores, add one model to the unit on results of 5 plus. If it is a unit of screamers, add one model on the results of 6 plus. So you can get extra units. I like this. This is awesome. Models are added one at a time. So if it, hold on, let me see. It doesn't say, can you go beyond your starting sets, or do they just add it, or is it just regaining wounds? If it add one model, it just says add a model. So pretty cool. You just put them in back rank, so they could just be starting off, and you get extra stuff. Models are added one at a time to the background. If the banker is full at any point, or the unit has a single rank of at least the model starts a new back rank. Okay, so pretty cool. Models cannot be placed because there isn't enough room, or you don't have enough models. They're lost. Models created this way have no upgrades. Do not add towards additional victory points. So it just gives you more bodies, which is solid, right? We got Blue Fire of Zinch, cast on a 6 plus. It's the signature spell. Magic Missile with a range of 24 inches is D6 strength 6 plus 1, hits with the flaming attack special roll. Wizard can extend it to 48 inches for an 8 plus. That is freaking solid. So you're talking I mean, it's D6 plus 1, so average, you're going to be strength 4. Strength 4, but it might be 5 or 6. So, uh, yeah, I guess it's okay. It's not, but the range is pretty good. 24 inches for a 6 plus, not bad. Nah, I mean, it is what it's not a bad spell. Next up, yeah, whatever. It's not bad. We have Pandemonium next, which is cast on a 7 plus. Pandemonium is a hex spell, 24-inch range until the start of the next magic phase. The target must use the lowest leadership value of the unit. Ooh, this is scary. Cannot benefit from Inspiring Present or hold your ground abilities. The wizard can choose to have this spell target all enemy units within 12 inches. It's a 14 plus to cast. I think I've seen this lore before. Maybe it was in a different army book. Maybe in the Warriors of Chaos or something. Maybe that's what it was. Pink Fire of Zinch, 8 plus to cast, direct damage spell. Place a teardrop template with a narrow end touching the front of the wither's base and the large end aimed at target. Roll 2d6. Move the template directly forward the number of inches indicated. All models underneath suffer d6 plus 1 hits. D6 plus 1 hits with the flaming attack special roll. Roll once for the strength and use that for the value of this. So that could be pretty bad. We have the Bolt of Change, 8 plus to cast. It's a magic missile with 24-inch range. Inflicts d6 plus 4 with the multiple wounds, d3. Ignore armor saves and flaming attack special. This is going to be scary for your flammable stuff stream. And, think, what is it? Hell Pit Abominations, which got nerfed on this version. Boo. Okay, and then Penetrate Strength in the same manner as Shot of a Bolt Thrower, so pretty bad. Next, we got Glean Magic, cast on 8 plus. So this is all pretty low casting value stuff on this. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so Glean Magic is a health spell. Targets a single enemy within 12 inches. The caster and the target both roll a d6. Add their wizard level to a score of target. So nothing happens. If the target's total is higher than the caster, nothing happens. So this works a little bit different. So they don't have to roll under the leadership. So if the target's total is higher than the casters, after you add your wizard level, not, then nothing happens. Otherwise, the target suffers a strength 4 hit with the flaming attack special, loses 1 wizard level and forgets one randomly determined spell. Cannot be a bounce spell if the caster does not already know spell. They immediately gain it and can just cast it like any spell. So, oh wait, if the caster does not already know, they immediately gain it. Oh, so you take their spell. Okay, yeah, I think I have read this before. When casting a stolen spell, always substitute its lore attribute with the Lore Zinch lore attribute. Okay, so use the lore attribute from Zinch, but you can steal a spell. And this is brutal. For 8 plus to cast, it's just brutal. That's the best one on here, I'd say. Treason of Zinch, 14 plus to cast. It's a hex spell, 24 inch range. All models in the unit immediately make one close combat attack against the unit itself. Roll to hit, wound, and take saves as normal. Caster can choose which of the unit's weapons is used for the attacks, though any parry or dodge saves do not apply, and neither does dodge and parry don't apply, and neither does any special rules that only applies for the first round of combat. This spell has no effect on single bottle. So Infernal Gateway is a 16 plus to cast. Direct damage spell, 24 inch range. Uh, Target suffers 2d6 strength, 2d6. Target suffers 2d6 strength. So, that could be up to strength 12, at least 10 is the most. 2d6 hits with the flaming attack special roll. Roll for the strength first. If it's an 11 or 12, when determining the spell strength, the hits are resolved to strength 10, and the unit suffers 3d6 hits instead of 2d6. Brutal. Next we got Lore of Nurgle. I'd say yeah, the freaking the not the treason, but I mean the treason is pretty bad too. But I'd say Infernal Gateway and Glean. You want Glean Magic. That's what you want. That's scary. We got Lore of Nurgle next. Lore of Nurgle lore attribute is when a demon casts a spell from Lore of Nurgle that causes one or more unsaved wounds. Choose a unit of Plague Bears or Nurgles within 12 inches. Roll d6 for each wound caused. So it's kind of the same thing. If a unit is played with, add one model for each 5. If it's Nurgle, that's 6. Go to the back ranks, just like the other one. Same rules. I'm not going to read all over again. So pretty cool. We got Stream of Corruption as a signature spell. Cast on a 7 plus. It's a direct damage spell. Caster makes a breath weapon attack. This may be cast in close combat. Follow all the normal rules for breath weapons. All models hit must pass a toughness test or suffer a wound which ignores armor save. This is brutal. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Um, yeah, that's pretty badass. We got Miasma Pestilence, 5 plus to cast. It's an 18-inch augment spell. Until the caster next magic phase, all enemies in base contact will reduce their weapon skill and initiative by 1. The wizard can choose a more powerful version, which makes it D3. Uh, which reduces the weapon skill of all enemy units in base contact with the target by D3. Roll once and apply the same result to all the affected enemy. If they do so, is 10 plus to cast. So D3 weapon skill and initiative reduce. It's a pretty cool little hex spell. Shouldn't this be a hex spell? It says augment spell. Is that a typo? Let's see, man, augment spell, 18-inch range. All enemy units in base contact. This is a hex spell. Yeah, it says augment, but really it's a hex spell. Unless I'm crazy. Am I missing something here? I don't think I am. Yeah, because you're reducing things from them. Yeah, all enemy units in base contact with the target. So reduce their weapon skill initiative by 1. Okay, so I think I'm right. So that's a 5 plus and 10 plus to cast. We have Blades of Putrefaction next. Cast on an 8 plus. It's an augment spell with a range of 12 inches. The target unit's close combat attack gain the poison attacks special roll until the start of the next caster's next magic phase. If the model already has poison attacks, it also attacks will also wound automatically on a roll to hit of 6. So pretty cool. It goes old school poison if you do get that off on somebody that already has poison. So it's already going to be +1 to wound, and then it's going to be wounded on 6s when it comes to hit automatically. We got Curse of the Leper, cast on the 10 plus, cast on a friend or foe within 18 inches. If it's cast, it's going to be an augment for your guys, a hex for enemies. Cast on a friendly unit, Curse of the Leper is an augment spell that increases the target's unit's toughness by D3. Pretty awesome, maximum 10 until the start of the caster's next phase. If it's the other way around, it reduces the target unit's toughness by D3 to a minimum of 1 until the next caster's next magic phase. 13 plus the cast if you double it up to 36-inch range. So pretty awesome spell, and it can work on your guys or enemies, which I think is cool because a lot of times you'll only have an augment or you'll only have a hex, but that one goes both ways. We got Rancid Visitations, 10 plus to cast. Magic Missile, 18-inch range, D6 25 hits, always solid. Target must then take an immediate toughness test or suffer a further D6 25 hits. Solid. Hey, it's got to keep doing that. That is scary as shit. We got Fleshy Abundance next, cast on 11 plus. Augment spell with a range of 18 inches to the next magic phase for the caster. Target has a regen 5 special rule to a maximum of 3 plus save for Demons of Nurgle. Then we got extended to 36 inches for 14 plus, so pretty cool. Then we got Plague Wind, 15 plus to cast, remains a play spell. Magical Vortex uses small round template. You can nominate which direction the wind will move. To determine how many inches the template will move, roll a artillery dice, multiply by the caster's wizard level. If it's a misfire, send it in the caster and roll scatter dice, and it moves the number of inches equal to the caster's wizard level. So that'd be pretty bad. Any models touched by the template must pass a toughness test or suffer a single automatic wound with no armor save. In subsequent terms, it's random movement for it. Misfired rolls and it dissipates. So 25 plus to cast if you go with the large template. Okay. I gotta say, there's some pretty cool spells in there. Both of them got some pretty solid spells. I like the Curse of the Leper. I like the Blades of Putrefaction, pretty solid, and the miasma. I mean, they're all pretty solid, except a Fleshy Abundance is okay. I mean, they already have a war save, right? So I guess they get another one. So I guess that is pretty solid then. I mean, just all pretty solid little spells. I won't say any of them are OP or anything. Well, I say the strongest, my favorite one from this group is probably gonna be Curse of the Leper. Definitely. You either reduce toughness or gain it and cast on a 5 plus. I mean, that's just sick. We have Lore of Slanesh next. We have Born of Damnation. The lore attribute, when a demon casts a spell from Lore of Slanesh, causes one more unsafe wounds. Choose a unit of demonettes or fiends within 12 inches, and a 5 plus it affects. You add one more model to your demonettes. On a 6 plus, you add one to your fiends, which fiends are scary. So yeah, pretty cool, but only on a 6 plus, right? Yeah, so pretty cool. We got the signature spell. That's the Lash of Slanesh, cast on 6 plus. We've got a 24-inch range direct damage spell. Extend a straight line in 24 inches in length with the caster's forward arc directly from its base. Any model whose base falls under line, determined using line of sight template or line template. So for strength 4 hit with the armor piercing special rule, which is pretty brutal. Yeah. Oh well, no, never mind. It's just strength 4 armor piercing. Any unit that suffers a casualty from this spell may not march in the next movement phase, so it can only move. We got Acquiescence, which we looked up earlier, which is basically, I really like this spell. I think it's cool. Because I like it. I won't say I really like it. It's a little expensive. I wish it was a little less. I wish it was like, I say expensive. It's a little high on the casting. I wish it was 6 plus or 5 plus. But it is what it is. I mean, it's a pretty solid spell. No, actually, it's pretty solid for a 7 because then they get random movement. What if they roll a 1? You know what I mean? So pretty bad. We have but you know what? What if they get 6 and they get more? So you could help them, but they'll have always strikes less. We have the Pavan of Slanesh. That could actually bite you in the butt. That's cast on the 8 plus. This is a direct damage spell, 12-inch range. You can target a single enemy model. So far, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. So far, I think I like the lore of the first one. What was it? The lore of Zinch. Seems like the most. Oops. I went a little bit too far. The lore of Zinch seems more solid. I love Glean Magic. Treason is pretty awesome. I like the. Is this the one with the wizard? This is pretty brutal. Glean Magic is just great. But yeah, I don't know. I think and then Infernal Gateway. Yeah, I like that one better. I really do. I think it's my favorite one. Yeah. It's just surprising. I thought Nurgle would be a little bit better, but it's just pretty solid all around. We already looked up Acquiescence. We got Pavan. Okay, so you target a single enemy model. If successfully cast, target must pass a leadership test on 3d6. If failed, target suffers 1 wound. Target suffers 1 wound, which ignores armor saves for every point they lost by. So pretty bad. Pretty bad for your enemy. We got Hysterical Frenzy, 8 plus to cast as an augment spell, and it remains in play. 24-inch range. Cast it on a friendly unit. This is an augment / hex thing. For friendly units, for the duration of the spell, the target gains frenzy special rule, which is not lost if defeated in close combat. But pretty cool. If the target unit already has the frenzy spell, then it grants +2 attacks instead of just 1. In addition, for the duration of the spell, the target of your target suffers d6 3 hits. So this is kind of like Death Frenzy for Skaven. And then, what does it do for you? Oh, so it does the same for your enemy. So this could be bad for your enemy. Let's say they have really low leadership and you want them to start charging, or you think it's a bad unit and you want them to have more attacks, but they're probably going to get mulched up if they charge something. This could be bad. So it's a very situational thing. You don't have to do it on your on your enemy, and it remains in play. So but it could come back to bite you in the butt if you don't use it right. So we have Slicing Charge next, which is Magic Missile, 24-inch range. It just flicks D6 stream 4 hits, armor piercing roll. Target must pass the leadership test or suffer a further D6 stream 4 hits, armor piercing roll. Must keep passing. Not as good as that other one that keeps going and going. But still, I like stuff like that. But a little expensive. Strength, I mean, cast on the 10 plus. It is what it is. We got Phantasmagoria, 10 plus to cast. It's a hex spell, 24-inch range until until the caster's next start of the caster's next magic phase. Target unit must roll an additional 6 whenever taking d6 when taking a leadership test. Yikes! Discarding the lowest result. The caster can choose to have the spell target all enemies within 12 inches. If they do so, its casting value is increased to 20, which, if you're that close, I mean, I guess it's good because if you charge them or you do terror, you have somebody that causes terror, or you're something that causes terror is going to be charged next turn. That could be pretty bad, but 20 plus to cast is probably going to be a miscast. So I don't know if that's really that great on for the for that bigger version. Well, I guess for all enemy units, yeah, that's pretty bad. It is, yeah, whatever. Then we have Cacophonic Choir, 15 plus to cast a hex spell, 12-inch range. Target unit takes 3 to 6 hits that wound on a 4 plus with the ignores armor saves rule. This would be brutal for knights. If at least one unsaved wound is caused, the target is subject to the always strikes last and random movement special rule until the start of the caster's next magic phase. The wizard can extend this to 24 inches. 24 inches for a 19 plus. So yeah, I mean it's a short range for that one, but that definitely could be kind of scary. We have demonic gifts next. Yeah, well, let's go over this. I definitely think I'm not gonna, I don't know if I'll rank them in order, but I will say my number one is gonna be Lord of Zinch. Slanesh is not that great. It's okay. I'll say, you know what, we'll just rank them. I'll say Lord of Zinch is number one. Lord of Zinch is number one. After that, we got, let's see, this is the one that gives you toughness. Lord of Nurgle, just because it has this Curse of the Leper, which is great. Um, then Lord of Slanesh. Is there no Lord of Corn? I thought there was. I guess it's just Zinch. Maybe that's where it's out for the Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, Lord of Zinch is the best. That's all there is to it. In my opinion, it is. So yeah, I mean, what is, bro? Fight me. I don't care. That's what I think. Anyways, let's go on to the next thing. We got these magic items, demonic gifts. We got demonic gifts. We have Withering Gaze, 12-inch range, 6 quick to fire, some kind of missile attack. Pretty solid. So you can do it as a stand and shoot. We got Diabolic Splendor, 15 points. The demon may reroll successful or failed ward saves. Pretty awesome. I guess we could start on the left. We have Chaos Disruption. I don't know, it's all over the place. I feel weird not going down this one. We go Chaos Disruption, 30 points. Any missile attack targeting a demon or the unit is in suffers -1 penalty. It's pretty solid. Demonic Arrogance, 30 points. The demon gains a stubborn special rule, so I guess this will help out for. This will be helping out to crumble this or to yeah, for that demonic instability. Soul Hunger, we got 30 points for that. It's gonna be demon may reroll. The demon may reroll failed hit rolls to hit and to wound, but in the first round of any combat, that's pretty solid. I mean, that could really screw your enemy up. We have Ward of Chaos. Is a 3+ ward save against missile attacks. Cannot be combined with Diabolic Splendor. This one. Oh yeah, so you can't have a reroll. So that's yeah. So that makes sense. 25 points for Radiance of Dark Glory. Demon and any other demonic unit of the same allegiance within 12 inches suffers one less wound than normal when taking instability tests. This has no effect on reality blinks or banished results. Of course, those are what you roll in the Winds of Magic. We have massive stature, 20 points. Demon has +1 wound. That's pretty brutal. Yeah. So far, I think my favorite one has gotta be. I mean, a 3+ ward save. I mean, that's tough. I'd say the Ward of Chaos. I'd say Soul Hunger is pretty awesome. But I'd say the 3+ ward save is probably the best, and then that one. All the other ones are kind of whatever. Or not, they're not whatever. They're pretty good. Next we have the Gifts of Corn. Yeah, that's the next thing. I do like this one next. I will say Diabolic Splendor. Only 15 points to reroll ward save. That's pretty solid. We have Gifts of Corn, Dark Insanity, 55 points. The demon replaces normal attacks with the random attacks, 2d6 plus 2 special. Oh yeah, that is brutal. Yeah, that is pretty bad. So you're at least gonna get 4 attacks, but most of the time you're gonna get like 9. I mean, 55 points for that, not bad. Um, Put that on a demon prince or something, or an unclean one. Sheesh. We got awesome strength, plus 3 strength for 50 points. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's brutal. Pretty badass. Both of those are great. I mean, I love the Dark Insanity. It's great. Spell Destroyer, 25 points. If it's enemy spell is successfully cast on the model with this gift or the unit it is in, roll a d6 on a 4 plus. I hate when it's a chance. Like on a 4 plus, the spell is destroyed after it's been. Well, I guess that makes sense though. But you can use it more than once. That's important. The spell is destroyed, so they may not want to target again. Uh, the enemy must discard a spell for the rest of the game. So, but casting it once might screw you up. So Spellbreaker's next, 25 points. This one is one use only. Ugh. When the enemy spell has been cast, a demon with this gift can use it instead of attempting to dispel the spell by using dispel dice. Wait, when an enemy spell a demon with this gift can use it instead of attempting. Okay, all right. This gives them 6 free dice to attempt to dispel a spell, which cannot be combined with any other dispel dice. So it gives you 6 dice to dispel. So pretty solid. It's like a dispel scroll almost, right? So definitely good. Okay, we got Immortal Fury, 25 points. The demon gains a hate. I mean, I tell you what though, with the Spellbreaker, you might as well just take a dispel scroll for 20 points or whatever the fuck it is. So Immortal Fury is next, 25 points, but I guess that way you can take 2. I guess you could take this and a dispel scroll. So there's that. Immortal Fury, 25 points. The demon gains hatred, which applies in all rounds of close combat. However, it must pursue fleeing enemies. Not the worst thing in the world. Pretty cool. Next, we got Battlemaster. Demon receives +1 to hit in close combat. Solid, but I think there's something in the regular rulebook where you can get that for like 20 points or 15. Might of Corn, we have a demon gains heroic blows, killing blow special roll. Gifts of Zinch. I'd say so far, let's go back over this. Out of the Gifts of Corn, I mean, just Dark Insanity is just pretty badass. Dark Insanity is great. Yeah, I would take Dark Insanity because just more chance. Most of these demons are pretty strong anyway, so I don't know if I would necessarily need the +3 strength. I mean, it's great, but you have more chances. Let's say you're strength 6 anyways. Let's say you have 9 strength 6 attacks. Come on now. Yeah, I would definitely say that's my favorite gift of Zinch so far. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so next up, not sure what these are considered. Are these still gifts? I'm not sure. Uh, Wait, gifts of what? Gifts of corn. Okay, got it. So those can only be for corn units. Got it. Okay. And are these the ones under here? Are they? I guess they're still gifts of corn. Battlemaster. The demon receives +1 to hit in close combat, 25 points. I think we read that. No, we read that earlier. Sorry. Gifts of Zen. Oh yeah, so that was still Gifts of Corn. All right, these other two not so great. They're okay. Gifts of Zinch. Zinch as well, 60 points. The demon may reroll a single d6 once per player turn that directly affects it. So, um, I mean, 60 points for. Why isn't it the character and their unit, or you know, that just really it's whatever. Twin Heads, 55 points. This is pretty solid. +2 to all casting rules. Come on now. That's like an Earthing Rod. I mean, the Earthing Rod well, the Earthing Rod does dispel, and I would add this if you had some kind of scary monster that's a wizard as well on Zinch. Yeah. Power Vortex, 30 points. Adds extra power dice to the pool in each of the controlling player's magic phase. Pretty solid. Man, I'm disappointed by this Zinch's Will thing. Master of Sorcery, 30 points. Demon gains Lore Master special rule. In addition, it can use lores of magic from the Warhammer rulebook instead of its normal lore. So pretty solid right there if you want to just get into it. So, but can make your wizard more expensive, and also takes away points from its ability to take a better ward save. We have Dark Magister, 25 points. Ignore the result from the first miscast, not bad. We have Iridescent Corona, 20 points. Enemy units in base contact with Daemon at the start of any close combat phase suffer strength 3 hit with flame attack special rule. Any wounds count towards combat resolution. Meh. I guess it's okay. It's not the greatest. Um, Next, we got Flames of Zinch, 20 points. Demons gain the Flames of Zinch special rule. Okay. The Damien gains flames. I forgot what that is. Is that when they can shoot the flame? I guess that's when they can shoot the flames 18 inches or whatever. We have the All-Seeing Eye, 15 points. At the start of each your magic phase, you may pick one enemy unit within 24 inches. That unit must reveal all magic items and hidden units in it. Very situational there. We have the Gifts of Nurgle next. I think my favorite one from Zinch is going to be the +2 to casting. That's got to be it. There's nothing better than that in there. This one's okay. An extra power every time. These two are solid because they're like every single time, right? Um, yeah, and not just a one-time thing. We got first thing we got is Stream of Bile, Stream 4 Breath Weapon, no effect on Demons of Nurgle, solid, 30 points. Next up we got Nurgle's Rot, 25 points. Enemy models in base contact with Daemon. At the start of any close combat phase, suffer string 2 hits, ignore armor, saves, rule, special rule. Any wounds count towards combat res. Has no effects on Nurgle demons. Yeah, so far, of course, this is my favorite one, the Breath Weapon. We have Pestilent Mucus, 25 points. When the demon suffers a wound, all enemy models in base contact must suffer a pass a toughness for each wound inflicted on the demon, or themselves suffer a wound. Ignores armor saves. That's pretty solid. This has no effect on demons of Nurgle. That's pretty scary, but yeah. So they finally do start getting wounds on it, and they're gonna get wounds themselves. We got Nurgling Infestation. This is the one that was earlier. We read earlier, basically just a clean one. Helps bring back Nurglings. We have Noxious Vapors, 25 points. All animated models in base contact with the demon have always strikes last in close combat. We have Trappings of Nurgle, 15 points. Natural Armor, 5 plus. It's okay. Then we have Slime Trail, which was basically no combat resolution bonuses for attacking the flank or rear for any unit, any demon with disability. It's solid. We have Gifts of Slanesh. We have, I will say, my favorite one from there was probably the, not the breath weapon. I'd say probably this one, or I'd say probably Nurgle's Rot's pretty good. You know what? I'd say probably Nurgle's Rot because it ignores armor save, and it is only strength 2, but it's every round, and you don't have to pass a toughness test. You don't have to pass the. It's just, wait, I don't know. I wonder which one. They're both pretty similar, but I'd say this one just because it ignores armor saves. It is only strength 2. Um, you just have to wound them or whatever. I don't know. They're very similar. I'd say. Let's see. Let's do the math. So you most of the time you're going to be wounding things on a 6 or on a 5 on normal infantry, 6 on tough anything toughness 4, right? And on this one, you're going to have to roll a 4, so it's kind of similar, right? Well, I guess that's a 50% chance on this one for most things, right? I don't know. It's kind of a similar one. I would say probably I don't know, maybe the Pestilent Mucus. I don't know. I'd say that's probably my favorite one. Yeah, why not? Um, yeah, these other ones don't really impress me too much. Let's move on to Gifts of Slanesh. Spirit Swallower, 50 points. Roll a d6 for each unsaved wound the demon causes on close combat. On a 4 plus, the demon regains 1 wound lost earlier in battle. Not bad. It's just like the hunger. It's like the hunger for some of the vampire accounts. It's not bad. It's just a little overpriced. But it's okay. And it's going to cause wounds, so I guess it's not that bad at all. It's a 50-50 chance you'll get a wound back. At the beginning of close combat, of any combat, one enemy character in base contact demon must take a psychology test. If the test is failed, a character will direct his attack against friendly model or units chosen by the demon's controlling player. These ones count towards combat res. There are no suitable targets in base contact. He does not attack at all. That's pretty brutal. Yeah, but you have to be in base contact with them. Okay. Next we got you have to be in base contact. Not bad. I'd say that one's probably both of these are good. They're okay. They're not. They don't wow me. Let's put it that way. But they're pretty cool, I guess. Next up, we got we got Siren Song, which is a 24 5-point gift. This gift is used during the enemy turn before charges declared. Before charges are declared, nominate one enemy with their maximum charge distance and with line of sight to the demon. This unit must be able to charge according to the normal warrant. The unit must pass the psychology test. If failed, they must declare a charge against the demon or the unit is with. So yeah, this could be really bad. I like this because this is basically coaxing them in, and you could have your demon just absolutely obliterate. If you have like I mean, you have a Slaanesh one, you could have like a Keeper of Secrets or something like that. It's just gonna demolish them. So that could be pretty bad for him, or put them in a very very bad position. And wait, so yeah, I mean it's okay. 25 points. I mean they're probably gonna be within their BSB. I don't know if it's the best thing, but it could be kind of fun. We have Sword Prophoric Musk. -1 weapon skill and -1 initiative. This is really solid. I mean, I know it's on some of these other guys. It's just solid. It's going to be because think about it. They're already -1 because of no, that's not that's for Nurgle, not Slaanesh. But yeah, not bad. I like that. It's going to slow them down. It's going to be also be harder to hit. We have unnatural swiftness, 25 points. Demon has always strikes first. Pretty cool for 25 points. Pretty cheap. You have I probably like that the best, I guess. Then you can reroll hits without having to take anything else. Allure Slaanesh, 20 points. Enemy models in base contact with demons must pass the psychology test. If the test failed, the affected model may not strike any blows in the first round of combat. So, yeah, it's okay. Enrapture Gaze, 20 points. Unit base contact with demon must use their own leadership value. Must use their own leadership value. This has no effect on models with immune psychology, so this could be good for low leadership things that are attacking you. Tormentor, 20 points. Each unsaved wound inflicted in close combat from the demons counts as 2 wounds for the purpose of combat rest. This has no effect. This is pretty solid. Now we're talking. So I would take this. That's probably my favorite thing on here. I'm gonna be honest, just because you can do a lot of damage. I mean, you get 3 wounds. That's 6 towards combat rest. That could win you a battle. I'd take that. That's my favorite Slaanesh one. In fact, that's probably one of the top ones. But I will say my favorite ones of all, I like the +2 casting from the whatever that was, Zinch or whatever. I like Dark Insanity. That's just, I mean, 2d6 +2 with a strong character already, or even a Herald at strength 6 is going to be brutal, high initiative. Yeah, I'd say that's probably my favorite one out of all of these, but I do like that one. I really do like that one. I do like the +2 to cast in all rolls. That's really, really good. The weakest one was probably Slaanesh, I'm guessing. Not Slaanesh, I'm sorry, I just read that one. Nurgle was weak. I just really didn't see anything too crazy from Nurgle. Khorne was really good. Khorne is probably the strongest one of all. Yeah, Nurgle was just really, really kind of meh. I thought they would have better stuff, but I guess their units are already pretty badass. So, yeah, I love this. 2 wounds for every wound made. I would take that all day long. We have Hellforge artifacts next. We have 30 points for a magic weapon. There's just so much stuff. We have the Axe of Khorne, Demon of Khorne only. Wielder has +1 attack for each enemy in model and base contract to a maximum of +3 attack. So pretty scary. Yeah, you can put that on a Bloodthirster, I guess. Just making him worse than he already is. We have the Armor of Khorne, 25 points. Demon of Khorne only. Medium armor, in addition, magic weapons carried by enemy models lose all their magical ability whilst the bearer remains in contact with the demon. Brutal. I mean, both of those are awesome. We have, I mean, it's going to be really bad for characters. So I think that's even better. Yeah, because I mean, you can get some characters that have always strike first. They could, like, let's say, like a Grimgore or something like that. That could do some damage to a Bloodthirster. We have Icon of Endless War, 25 points. Demon of Khorne only the unit adds +3 D3 to its charge move. Pretty cool. Staff of Change, magic weapon, 50 points. Demon of Zinch only. Any character or monster that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from the staff must immediately. So it is a weapon. So must immediately pass a toughness test or suffer an additional D6 wounds with the ignore armor's save special rule. If the model loses the last one to a staff change, it explodes. All models within d6 inches immediately. So this could actually hurt you. So that's a kind of a double-edged thing because you could also take a wound back. But I guess if you're able to kill the character, it's not too bad. So kind of a double-edged sword, but kind of cool. I mean, you can take it, you can kill the character. So just in the fact that it's a character, possible character sniper, that makes it kind of interesting. Then we got demonic robes, 20 points. Talisman, demon can never be wounded on better than a 3 plus. So that mean that a 4, 5, 6 means it doesn't. I don't understand that. Maybe I'm having a brain fart here. So the demon can never be wounded on better than a 3 plus. Oh, I'm stupid. So basically, you can't be. You have. It has to be a 3 plus. You can never be at a 2. That's what I'm getting away from that. We have a magic standard banner of change, 25 points. Demon of Zinch only. Bounce spell. Power level 4. The banner of change contains a direct damage spell that targets all enemy units in base contact. Suffers shrink 3 do 2d6 3 hits. I mean, meh, don't need it. Next up, we got the Bale Sword, 25 points, magic weapon, Demon of Nurgle only. Attacks made by the Bale Sword have the poison attacks and multiple wounds D3. Special rules, solid. That's pretty damn good. I would take that probably. um, Plague Flail, 25 points, Demon of Nurgle only. Flail. Any character or monster that suffers one or more unsafe wounds from the Plague Flail must pass a toughness test or suffer another wound. Solid. These two are really good. I like them both. We have the Icon of Eternal Virulence, 25 points. This is the magic standard. Demon of Nurgle only. Each unsafe wound caused by a unit rolling 6 to wound rolls an additional point. It adds an additional extra point of combat res. So a little extra combat res, not bad. I mean, very situational, but I don't know if that's worth it for the 25 points. You could just add a regular banner that you could add the banner that just gives you +1 combat res. I mean, of course, you may roll multiple sixes, but at least the other one is a given, and I think it's only like 15 or 20 points for that, or maybe 25. Either way, it's for sure. We have the Lash of Despair, 25 points, magic weapon, Demon of Slanesh only. The Lash of Despair uses the following profile: 12-inch range, strength as user, quick to fire, multiple shots, d6. Pretty good. I like that. This is gonna be good for like yeah, Demon of Slanesh only. It's pretty good. Yeah, d6. We have the Wit Stealer's Sword, 25 points, Demon of Slanesh only. Any character or monster that suffers one or more unsafe wounds from the Wit Stealer's Sword must pass an initiative test or suffer another wound with the ignores armor saves. That's just solid. I like a lot of these. I'd say, well, I'll let you know which one's my favorite. Magic Standard, the Banner of Ecstasy, 25 points. Demon of Slanesh, only unit is stubborn. Pretty cool. That's always good. But I will say I do like the Lash of Despair, but I think my favorite thing, it's between the Bell Sword and the Plague Flail. I would say probably, I would take this because I mean, if you put this on the Demon of Nurgle, well, this is from Nurgle, right? I say from Nurgle, this is my favorite one. I mean, it's solid. 'Cause they have high weapon skill on a lot of these things. And then over here on the Nash, I do like the Wit Sealer's. The Wit Sealer Sword is good. Yeah, I do like this, but I'll take the Wit Sealer Sword. Yeah, looks like we have finished the book. This was really fun to look through. Gonna be honest, guys. Probably the one I've had the most fun with that I can remember. Really, really good characters. I mean, I'm gonna say here. Let's go back down here because I do want to tell you some of the best things on here. I'd say my favorite thing, the first one that comes to mind, is probably because I just looked through them. It's the epitome thing, the contortion of epitome or whatever. That thing is badass. I just really, really liked it. In fact, we can go back to it. Let's go to the actual page number. I got some notes made here. Contortion of epitome. Where are you at? You are on page 188. I mean, guys, come on now. And I did, you know what? That and the characters for Slanesh are Zinch. I'll check them here. Yeah, contorted epitome, movement 6, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 attacks. I mean, it's a shrine, but I mean, you add 1 dice to your power pool. Uh, war save is increased by 1 for every strength above 3 that it gets hit by. Horrible fascination, 12-inch range, line of sight, psychology test for any movement, any unit that is within 12 inches or more. I mean, there's just a lot of like automatic shit that's really good, and it can cast acquiescence as well, which what the hell was acquiescence? Is it the leadership one? Let's go look at that acquiesce. See if I can spell this right. I'm already forgetting. I remember it was good. ACQ U. Here we go. Acquiescence. All right. Let's double check on that spell. Acquiescence. So yeah, always strikes last. Either yeah, always strikes last to your enemies and random movement. I mean that is a pretty brutal spell, y'all. I mean, just a lot of really good things. That's my favorite thing in the whole book that I can think of. It, I will say that the Bloodthirster looks badass, and some of these things you can give them is just going to be brutal. If you take a Bloodthirster with 2d6 plus 1 or whatever the fuck extra attacks, that is going to be brutal, but it's also going to be kind of a lot of points, and if it dies, then it's going to make you a sad panda. But I like everything about this. Everything about this model is solid. It's only 175 points and it does a lot of stuff, right? It only has 4 wounds, but it is toughness 5, so it will have a little bit of staying power. I did also like the chariot from uh, what is it? From the flamer, the ones that fly all the time. It's the is it Zinch? I think it's Zinch. Let's go down here. Hold on, just a second. Let's take a look at these suckers. But I really did like that chariot because it flies, and the exalted one was even better. And it wasn't even that well. It's not that it was cheap, but it definitely was something I would love to take just because I think it's gonna be pretty brutal. I'd say while I'm getting closer to this thing, I will say that the army that I think has the most staying power is probably going to be Nurgle because they have the most toughness all around. Uh, the one that has I don't know, Burning Chariot of Zinch. I think those, and then you have the Exalted one. I think this is the one that can fly, right? Yeah, this is pretty brutal. Has a slashing attack from the Screamer, which I think is when it drops something. It drops logs on you. um, yeah, the Slaneshi one's pretty flimsy, but it's pretty cheap. I mean, I just liked a lot of stuff from Nurgle, as far as like holistically. Plus the unclean ones are pretty brutal. Of course, Demon Princes are pretty good. Bloodthirsters are really good. I will say this: the characters from freaking what is it, Shalaxi and Shalesi or whatever. Those motherfuckers were those motherfuckers are the scariest characters, probably, or some of these characters. Bellicor, I'm gonna be honest, Bellicor's good. He wasn't as scary as I will say. He's good because he's really good because he's a level 4 wizard. But I mean, this motherfucker's movement 10, weapon skill 9, initiative, level 2 wizard, has essential barrage as well. Has this irresistible challenge thing. D3 strength 5 hits, ignores armor saves if they refuse a challenge, has a soul piercer thing which gives them heroic killing blow, magic armor. This is probably the I don't know, let me know what y'all think about the best character. I would say out of actual characters, this is probably the scariest one. Just a lot here that is solid. I would take this over Bellicor maybe. I don't know. It is only a level 2 wizard. Selesky was cool too, man. I mean, reroll failed charges and pursuit, fail successful. So if they fail to hit with one, the other one gets a +1 to hit. I mean, you got the Regal Authority, 18-inch rerolling ones. I mean, just a lot of really good subvert, which is 20, got to got to pass psychology test. I mean, this might not come into play so much because psychology. You got to take a if failed no units. Oh, they can't use their leadership. We got the axe. It's a great weapon. Ignores armor save, and then the whip, which all models in base contact lose 1 attack. I mean, just these two are just really solid. I would take both of these if I took Slanesh. Come on now. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Really fun looking through this, guys. If you, guys, I appreciate anybody that watches my silly little channel where I look at these books. I'll have more stuff for you soon. I should have a battle coming up. Hopefully, I've had some videos I just haven't uploaded, guys. To be honest, from some battles before. we'll see if I can I can sort them and such. But other than that, thank you so much for watching my silly little videos. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, like this. You know, if you like this material, then maybe other people might like it too. That helps me get a little bit spread around a little bit more. And don't forget to hit the little bell notification to get notifications of future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one, y'all. Really appreciate y'all.